Can we talk about that?
Back on the horse, live from Hobo Studios, episode 7. Go.
Did you know in baseball they have the 7th inning stretch?
Right.
Yeah, I did know that.
So when the 7th innings come up, all the crowd and stuff do their stretching. Apparently, I don't know much about baseball, but
I did know that.
Did
you know that?
Yeah, okay.
Did you know that the 7th planet from the sun is Uranus, and that's a funny word?
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Okay. Is now the appropriate time to talk about baseball?
No.
Or do we need to let all you people have your stupid intro thing? What did you do? What did you do on the weekend?
So what you mean is you need to let other people have some airtime?
Yeah, so you talk so that I can
So
talk.
what you mean is
What?
you need to let other people have some airtime before you go off on your shit?
Yes, it's...
Wow, this started early.
Oh.
Yeah.
Baseball, though.
Oh, so he's going anyway.
Can I just put in one thing before you go? The 7th, the number 7.
Yeah.
A lot of people's lucky's number.
Yeah.
Next month, 7th,
Of what?
Melbourne Cup Day, November.
November 7th.
The big
November
5-0.
Okay.
Party.
No, yeah.
And
Is that Tuesday?
maybe a potty live from the Gold Coast coming
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Well,
home
and
of
what's the
racing.
celebration for? It's for the big 5-0.
Big 5-0,
yes.
yes, for this young fella.
So you'll
Yeah.
be at Coolangatta for that week.
That'll be the high rise,
Melbourne Cup.
ocean view,
Melbourne Cup.
everything.
So the
Then we should
Tuesday.
do-
Is it always a Tuesday, Melbourne?
Yep.
Just
First
tell me what
Tuesday,
days you
November.
want me to be there, and I'll be there.
Days.
What
how much-
days?
And how much
Days.
piss I need to
Or
bring.
what weeks?
Yes. Yeah. Anyway,
baseball. What do you think
okay.
about baseball? Because
Right.
Here we go.
I don't know. It feels
Right.
like it's probably boring. Same with some other American sports like gridiron or NFL,
Cricket.
whatever it is. But yeah, then we got cricket, and other people I can understand. They think Test cricket is the most boring thing in the world, but
Yeah.
it's one of the best sports in the world. Only sport, maybe golf as the exception, where you don't really need to watch it, and you can experience the sport in social settings throughout a 5-day period. Oh, what's happening to cricket? Oh, yeah, they're... Well, you don't have to watch every minute of it, but you experience it. You co-experience it with your life. You know, you're still living your life.
Bring it in.
While you're experiencing the game that's happening over
Have it
there.
on in the
That's fair.
background while you're doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come into it in bits and pieces.
Yeah, you go doing some gardening. But
Baseball.
baseball, is it actually a good sport?
Baseball is boring as batshit.
Okay.
It's a real-
I can't stand watching it. And it's probably similar to cricket. Like, I understand why some people look at cricket and be like, well, no runs off that over. He left every ball go through to the keeper. Same with baseball.
yeah, but is that
we
just
are
baseball?
just not connected with baseball.
Shout out to
Yeah,
our US listeners.
So maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. I like the concept of baseball where you can load up.
We love
like
the
you've
US.
loaded up the bases, and if something happens, they can all come and get home.
I reckon it'd be fun to be there and watch it.
I've been to one
Yeah.
in San Francisco.
Was it good fun?
No. Nobody watched the baseball for like the 7 innings.
Yeah.
They just ate food the entire time.
That sounds like cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the last innings, it was just like
They're just looking
100%. Yeah, it was really good at the end, but yeah.
It is funny to go to the cricket and watch
The
the
beer
attention
snakes?
spans of people fail at the end of the game when they're like doing the wave and making beer snakes,
Yeah.
and just no one's watching the cricket.
And the thing with baseball is it's on every night. They play like 5 nights a week,
Yeah.
4 or 5 nights a week.
Everyone's looking for Pamela Anderson in the crowd on the big screen. Yeah. Is that where she got discovered? Was it a baseball game?
Correct, yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. She was up in the crowd with not much on. Anyway, what have you been up to, Jigs? What are you?
Quiet weekend.
Yeah, just a
home?
little quiet weekend.
Yeah.
Not much happened. Am I in shot? Not much happened this
Oh.
weekend. I guess we'll touch on that later.
Yes.
What else? School holidays.
Has been, yeah.
Driving me crazy. Back to school today, so that's a win.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much else.
No?
We'll get to my weekend later, I reckon.
Yeah. Scoot, what have you been up to?
Yeah, watched a couple of grand finals.
A couple of granny Fs.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. It was tough. Tough week.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit wounded. That's razor blades. I've had, a big weekend. And, yeah.
I'm
That's-
pretty good.
Yeah, so we had Jiggles this weekend.
Yes.
Are we
All
doing
right.
that now?
Yeah, go
Let's
for it.
do
go
it.
for
The grand final.
What
Let's
team do you
talk us through
support,
it.
Christopher?
Oh, I think the whole potty knows who
Yeah.
I'm wearing this.
Well, that's some
The
that's
audio
some of
medium.
the audio
Our US
our
listeners may not.
I made a
Stable.
little trip down to
Collingwood Lane.
to Melbourne Town on Friday, and Saturday went to the grand final and watched my team win by a large margin of 4 points.
4 points, yeah.
It was absolutely incredible. I've come back quite sick.
Yeah.
I was hugging some strange-looking Collingwood supporters, and I've come back with some kind of flu or something. I did think I was going to come home with like syphilis or something, so I reckon that's a win.
They might have rubbed your teeth off you if you weren't careful.
Yeah. No, but it was great. Great experience. Never been to a grand final before, so
I'm kind of glad you won. That Collingwood. I go for the Lions, but I don't know. Just you down there, I felt for you. If you had gone down there and Collingwood lost,
Yeah.
I think I was honestly happier that Collingwood won.
Just
'Cause
because what
for
you'd have
me-
to listen to for the rest of
No,
the week.
I don't know. For me, I got over the Lions losing in about 10 minutes. I was like, what's in the fridge? Cool. So, leftover sausages.
we had a mate who paid thousands of dollars to go and see Adelaide play Richmond a few years ago. Shout out to Fub. He's alive and well.
Yeah, love him all, bless him.
Bless him. Yeah.
And they got smoked by Richmond, and they just felt so sorry for
At least
him.
it was a smoking. Like,
Yeah. This
or maybe that's worse. I don't know. Is it worse if you had have been pipped at the post by the Lions, like in the last kick of the game, and you had hope the whole game, and then you lost?
Don't
Or would it be
know.
worse that if you knew by half time, fuck, we're not.
I don't know, but I was nearly throwing up before the game. Like, we were walking
nerves.
down, so we went to a breakfast. Oh, that might have been the booze of the breakfast. No, so we walked down from the city to the MCG precinct before the game. We went to a breakfast before the game. On the walk down there, I was so nervous that I was nearly throwing up.
Yeah.
Like, I was really feeling it. Then we went to this breakfast, and this breakfast was huge. Like 128 tables, 10 people per table, and they had a bunch of speakers. So they had a bunch of past players. Scott's favourite player, the Bont, was there.
The Bond, yeah.
Yep, Scoot's fave. Who else they have? They had Sam Mitchell from the Hawks.
Asa, he looks like Asa.
He does look like our mate Asa.
Shout out to Asa.
But at 10, this started at 10, and I sat down. When I was sitting at the table, I was looking at the people who were already there, and there was a couple of old people over this side, and I'm just like, who am I going to sit next to? And I picked this guy who looked about my age, and he looked like he liked a beer. So I quickly made my way and sat myself next to him. I thought, put
Sorted.
yourself in good company.
Yeah.
And I grabbed a beer. They had a big bucket of beers in the middle of the table, so I grabbed a Carlton Draft and had one or two of those. And then I turned to him. We were talking for a while, and I turned to him and I said, "Are you going to have a beer, mate?" And he goes, "Oh, I don't drink beer." And I went, "Oh, okay." And
So
he goes,
so
"I
whiskey
do-"
then, eh?
He goes, "I do drink scotch, though." And he calls the waitress over and goes, "I'm going to have a scotch." And he looked at me and he goes, "You'll have one." I went, "Get us a gin." So at 10 o'clock in the morning, I had 3 Carlton Drafts. It went from 10 to 1. I had 3 Carlton Drafts and about 7 gins.
Yeah, that could have been.
And walking to the MCG, I said to Tash, I need a little lie down on the grass. But, then we got to the MCG, 100,000 people. Kiss played.
Oh, yeah, that's
That was
right.
incredible.
What was that like live? Was it the sound? good?
Sounded really good.
Yeah.
We couldn't really see it. Like,
Yeah.
we could see all the flames going off and all that kind of stuff, but we couldn't see the band. We didn't see him smash the guitar at the end.
I didn't
Apparently,
see
he
that
smashed
bit.
the guitar at the end, and Channel 7 didn't show it.
Ah,
Oh,
And he went
that's why I
full
didn't see it.
deliberately, or
Yeah. Just,
well, is that like guitar?
I think it's
discrimination or
Might be
something?
their
No, he
thing.
was winding up for it, and then they cut away to a drone shot.
Yeah.
And then they came back, and then it was just a broken.
Oh,
guitar.
really?
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah,
got
they
dragged
missed
over
it.
the Colts.
Yeah, they're getting carded for it. But then the game, one of the best AFL grand finals of all time. There was
Yeah.
about 6 or 7 lead changes, and we were sitting in front of these 2 Lions supporters, and they're probably listeners. I did tell them about the potty,
Stablemates?
but they were the most lovely blokes and the fairest football fans I've ever seen in my life.
Especially
Like,
in
they were
Melbourne,
calling it,
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
The whole crowd would go nuts that the Lions didn't get a free kick, and they're like, "Nah, that wasn't a free kick." I'm like, jeez.
How about old mate who gave away that 50-meter penalty?
Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Like, if it's something like that happened, because he scored off that, didn't you? Did he bomb that in?
No,
Oh, no,
just
he's passed it across the face and someone marked it?
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
it
I
cost
can't
the
remember.
it cost the
I've watched
Lions a
it again,
goal,
but-
Yeah.
and in AFL 6 points is a goal, and we lost by 4 points.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
would have been
That's for our US listeners.
Yes.
that
I will say
So-
this:
baseball.
there has never been a close game of football in the history of football. There's never been a close game of football where the losing team after the match doesn't start bringing up contentious decisions
Yeah.
in the last 3 or 4 minutes. There's one where the Lions got a free kick,
They didn't know it was a free.
but they didn't hear the whistle, and the umpires called play on. And yeah, I agree. It probably shouldn't have been play on. They should have brought it back. But there was
Would they
there
have
was
scored
also
from that?
massive mistakes. They might have.
Yeah.
But there was also massive mistakes in the first quarter that
Yeah.
are equally as
I know.
damaging.
If you made that guy who gave away the 50, and I think you scored from it, like he'd be feeling like crap about that. But if you did that in the
First
15
quarter,
minutes of the game, you probably wouldn't even think about it.
This
You'd
is
be like,
actually why I don't like the video referee rule that much, because they'll correct a decision on a try or on a goal in the AFL, but that doesn't balance out the incorrect decisions that they make on the ground during the game that can lead to a goal.
Yeah.
So if you just had no video ref, no corrections, all that kind of stuff, the whole game would just balance it.
you can't do that now.
No, you can't.
You can't. You can't. When the technology exists,
Yeah.
it's just. I think it's unfair on the ref to, if you were to say no video ref, and then it's back to the ref's call, but the referee's got no backup. Then it's just. I think it's unfair for the ref. I would hate it. Like if I was refereeing and I gave a try or whatever, and it was just blatant that they'd dropped it over the line and that it couldn't be fixed. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't know.
So you went down, what, Friday, you and your
Went down
wife?
Friday, came back Sunday morning. The flight Sunday morning was a bit dicey.
But were
Turbulence.
you
Oh, well, we
hungover or
I was a bit dusty because we went back to the casino. We went back to the hotel after the game, and I was singing and carrying on with all the people in the street and stuff. And then we got changed and went down to Crown. So
I heard a
had
stat.
a decent crack.
So there's the Lions, so AFL's Lions and Pies won. Broncos and Panthers, we know Broncos lost. So
Yes.
then there was two other Queensland teams who played in grand finals. The
Titans.
the AFLW and the NRLW both had Queensland teams in it.
But the
They both
AFLW wasn't the finals yet, was
Oh,
it?
wasn't it? Okay.
AFLW? No.
Anyway,
Don't think so.
No, not
I
yet.
heard the 4 Queensland games that happened. All 4 Queensland teams lost,
Yeah.
but a total margin of 16 points across
Bullshit.
all 4 games. So only 16 pots in it across all 4
4.
games.
Well,
Broncos lost by 2.
2?
Lions
Lions
lost by
4.
4, and then the other two must have added up
Wow,
to
I never heard
10
that.
points total.
Well, here's
So-
another stat for you. If you add up the margins of Collingwood's semi-final, whatever they call the first final,
the eliminate. No.
qualifying final,
Yeah,
and then their prelim final and the grand final, 12 points.
you only won by 12. So
12 points for the whole thing.
3 games.
not that
there was
good.
a 1-pointer, a 4-pointer, and a 7-pointer.
What about this?
Oh, here we
You're
go.
wearing your Premier's hat,
I am,
Collingwood
yeah.
Premier's 2023 hat.
Yep.
They've obviously had to make that
Yeah.
like ahead of time.
I was going to bring
And
this up.
you've bought that obviously straight after the game, and you bought
3
a stubby
minutes
tip.
after the siren.
What's
my
happened-
wife
what
ran
happens
and
if they
spent
hadn't have won?
300 at the merch
yeah.
stand.
What about all the Lions ones?
Well,
that
I
they
What
looked
made?
it up.
happened to the hat?
Yeah.
Well, I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Because Tash and I were talking about that when we were walking back to the hotel. What happens to all the Brisbane Lions merch? Does that go into landfill? And then when I got back, 2 or 3 people have all brought this up and said, what happens to all that? I Googled it. Apparently, I'm not saying everybody does this, but apparently a lot of places send that merch to like poor countries in like Africa and stuff like that.
And they need a stubby cooler,
Well, they'll send the hats and the T-shirts and stuff because they need clothes.
I guess.
But I said to Tash, what if there's some poor little kid in like Zambia or some
He
shit
thinks the Lions won.
who is walking around going, my goal in life is to get to Brisbane because they've got 2 great sporting teams that,
the Broncos.
that were won in 2023 and I'm wearing their merch.
Oh dear.
He must think that the Brisbane teams are
Yeah.
just on cloud 9.
I actually reckon they'd be worth a lot, like in years to come. Not the misprints, but the stuff that.
Oh,
never
I
got
know what
released.
you mean, yeah.
Because apparently when the Gold Coast Titans came into the comp and they announced the team, they announced it as the Gold Coast Dolphins because it was going to be the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And then I think the Redcliffe Dolphins got all legal on it, and they're like,
I
actually, we'll get our
remember
legal mate when we
So
do
did
it.
they
to
release
give-
merch with Dolphins?
So they had Gold Coast Dolphins merch.
They went
and
early on
they
the
had
merch.
they had to pull it. So I
And
reckon
send
if
it somewhere maybe.
if you had a Gold Coast, well, you could have. I think people had bought it maybe. So, but if you had some of that Gold Coast Dolphins merch now, it could be something. maybe.
Misprint, yeah.
Do you remember when the Gold Coast Suns came into the competition and everyone was like, oh, what's the name going to be? What's the Gold Coast name going to be? And they came out about 12 months before coming in the competition saying,
Oh, the Gold Coast
yeah,
Football
we're going
Club.
to be called the Gold Coast Football Club.
Come on.
And a journalist said, well, what do you mean? And they said, well, we've been sitting trying to think, what are we passionate about? What are we passionate about? And we're not passionate about anything more than the Gold Coast Football Club. So we're going to be called that.
Oh, that's
and
great.
then about 3 months before they came into the
Someone was
competition,
sensed.
someone said, we can't fucking do this. And they went, well, let's just go the Suns. We'll go the Suns.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But let's talk about the Broncos.
Do we
'cause
have to?
While I'm a Collingwood supporter, I was on the same team as you guys for that one.
The
and
next day.
that did hurt.
Yeah. It was such a roller coaster ride, wasn't it?
It was a cruel roller coaster.
Yeah.
You know what I felt like? I felt what it must feel like to be a New South Wales supporter, because Queensland do that to
Normally.
teams or to New South Wales all the time.
Yeah, good point.
Like I had that feeling because Penrith is top of the game. They won the last 2 years. They've just been probably the best team the whole year.
Yeah.
And you just know that there's not really a margin that you can be safe from them.
From them, yeah.
Same with Queensland. You just, as a Queensland fan, I always feel like we're in it.
Yeah.
And
It was a roller coaster for every part too. Like when Reynolds went down and I thought he was injured, I was just like, oh, that's over. We're
I
cooked.
actually reckon that was, I said it at the time, I was like, I would rather him, like, he was limping badly. I was like, when a star gets injured, they want to keep him on and they want to keep going. I think sometimes you got to pull him. An injured Reynolds, I don't think is as good as put Billy Walters and bloody halfback.
Yeah.
Someone, like, it's
He
like
went
that whole
alright in the
thing.
end, though.
I could have been better on that field. Sub me in instead of Reynolds. No, listen. This is the moment. Okay, he missed the tackle.
On Cleary.
He missed the tackle on Cleary at the end
Yeah, he
that
did.
lost us the game. He kicked two dropouts.
That's so
Yeah,
annoying.
why do they? Why is,
And
why
then
is
he
that
with
a
that
thing now?
short kick. Why did they
Short.
do a short dropout?
I was going to ask you this.
Right
Why
before-
is that short dropout a thing in
They're
rugby
doing
league
it now.
It's high risk, high reward, but I mean,
we
It
didn't
wasn't the
need to
time to
risk.
take high risk.
no.
At all. But okay,
Yeah.
let me paint you this scenario.
Oh, fuck. Is this
Okay.
getting me in line with the whole thing of how you reckon they're better putting you on the cricket
Yes,
field?
they would be better.
Have we talked about that on the pod?
They lost.
don't know.
They've
That's
lost
awful.
now. They've lost now. So nothing can happen worse than losing. Okay. So you sub me out. If you could rewind it, tell me you wouldn't make this decision. Just say you had a one-time only time machine and you could rewind that final.
You're
And-
not going to tackle
No,
fucking
hold
Cleary.
on. And you can make this decision. Do you just let the game play out as it played out, and we know the result? We lost.
Right.
Or do you
Right.
say, okay, no, Reynolds is injured.
Well, obviously,
Let's
we'd have
scoot
a
on.
crack.
Let's sub-scoot in and just see what happens.
Yeah, but we
At
just sub
what-
anything in. We'd
what-
go back and go, oh, this will be funny. We'll put
Just put a
dog
meerkat in there. Yeah. So, but see what would happen. What would happen then? Okay, if they sub-scoot in and they see me out there, and I go to the Bronx, hey guys, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not good at this sport. I'm built like a 10-year-old stamp
Remember
collector.
when we talked about that tackle you tried
Yeah,
to make it
all
AFL?
that. And then I go, so lads, I can't do anything, so pretend I'm not here. I'm just going to stand 30 metres behind play, so you guys do what you do. And that's just like someone's been sin binned. They cover the gaps. They don't expect... So Reynolds let Nathan Cleary in for that final try.
Yeah.
If Reynolds wasn't there, and I was there, but I was just behind the goal line, just saying, guys, no, I'm not doing anything, they would then compress defence, and someone else would cover that. Someone else would have tried to cover that.
He's off his tree. He's
No,
off his
they-
tree.
Would they not?
No.
A rugby league team with what's one person in the sin bin, that can work.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're
after
the
the
professional
fact.
players, not
After the fact.
Yes, you'd sub me in.
Us.
So that's a
Yeah.
yes.
After the fact, I would, because
that's
you
a
may
yes.
as well have a crack at something after the
So
fact.
that's a
But
yes.
in the moment, I'm not subbing you.
Okay,
I
but
want to
back-
see you at halfback though and take on Leota.
I would have done a better fucking drop kick. I definitely would have.
Oh, definitely.
I
You might have had it here.
I definitely would have.
Yeah,
I can do
was-
it.
I love your
You
passion.
might
I think
have
it's great.
hooked it
on the
I agree.
sideline or
Yeah.
something.
But don't you think? What about the point? Back to the serious point. Like I see it a bit where someone's very injured and then they play on.
Yeah.
There's been
Is-
successful things of that.
There
though.
have been, but
Cleary got injured too.
yeah.
And then look what he
But
did.
don't you think that can sometimes be a curse if you've got an injured player who wants to keep playing, and they're usually a really good player, but Reynolds just didn't have the movement. I don't know what else.
He was buggered though because they kept running the front rowers at him. He was tackling them all night, and
he was
Fisher
injured.
Harris and Liotta, and then at the end he just didn't have the legs to tackle Cleary. And
Cleary's step, he did 2 really good steps.
Oh, yeah.
That try, and then I think the previous
and
one.
they're giving Walsh a hard time, poor bastard.
He set up that try. The
He
third,
worked
second or
his
third.
ring out.
Ezra Mam,
Oh, yeah, it's good.
hat trick.
Yeah,
that was so
that
good.
was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what a roller coaster was. My brother at the start of the year put a grand final Quinella bet on, and he picked Collingwood and Penrith, and he put $100 on it, and it was paying $4,400.
So where's this end?
Well, I'm about to tell you.
Tell me now.
Okay.
Tell it. Say it.
So
Now.
Collingwood won,
Yes.
and he was on cloud 9, Collingwood supporter, and Sportsbet have a feature where they'll offer you a cash out.
Oh, he cashed it out.
So the cash out was, before the game started, was $2,200.
So he cashed out 22.
So he was thinking,
For $100.
for a $100 bet, $2,200.
Yeah.
So he was thinking, do I?
Hold on.
Hey,
Yeah, I'll come back to that. That doesn't make sense to me, but keep going.
so I can cash out $2,200 now, and that's in your pocket, or I'd keep going and have a crack at the $4,400. But I
So
could
it's
end up with
a
nothing.
Quinella. Is that 2 bets in a row, or is that more?
It's basically you pick the NRL grand final winner, you pick the AFL grand final winner,
they
and
both
both have to happen.
But he got him at the beginning of the year.
So
He did
it
it.
at the beginning of the year.
Oh, the beginning
Okay,
of the year.
Yeah, so he did it at the beginning of the year. So Collingwood won, and then Sportsbet offered the cash out option of $2,200.
Yep.
And all day he was deliberating over it. He's like, I think Panthers will win. He was a little bit thinking, I don't want to sit there and go for the Panthers. I want to go for the Broncos.
Yeah.
But then at the last minute, 10 minutes before the game, actually, it's not the last minute, the 10th last minute, he cashed it out.
He did.
And
Yeah.
he put 200. He took 200 of the winnings and put it on a multi-bet on the Broncos. Now, that didn't come in.
Yeah.
But, 30 minutes before the final siren, he's sitting there going, oh, I've nailed this. I would have lost it.
Because Broncos were up front.
killing
Yeah.
it. And then at the end of the game, he's just like,
Did you say he
shit,"
cashed out 10 minutes before the game started, or
Yeah.
before?
before the game started.
Okay, before the game started. Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as the game starts,
dear.
that cash out
I can't
option
handle
goes
that.
away. But that cash out option changes. So
Yep.
through the finals, it got up to $1,000. And I'm like, cash it out. He's like, nah, going with it and going with it. And
Well, it's only $100 though. I guess but
yeah.
still
So still,
Oh, I
$2
can't-
grand. Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Yeah, well, it was hard to watch, and it was I just thought maybe you have to lose one to win one. Yeah, they always say that just to make you feel better.
That felt better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've lost
Because they
a
nearly
few.
won one.
They've lost a few.
Like,
though.
they could have won that. Like,
Yeah. There were so many things. That kick there at the end, they just sort of caught it. They just let it bounce. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Just catch it. And it changes the whole game.
Yeah.
So,
How many
anyway.
in a row are these bloody Panthers going to win?
I think Bronx, this same group, if they can keep them, I think next year, now they know how much it hurts, and how close they were. And, Panthers were just too good. They just choked, I think, with that lead. But
I
who
thought their
knows,
forward pack had a great game.
Yeah.
The Bronx.
Yeah. They all played
the
pretty
errors,
well.
The errors was the thing. You know?
At the
Like-
start, especially in the first 20
Yeah,
minutes.
I was going into halftime. I think we were down 8-6, and I was really happy with that.
Yeah.
We held that to that, and that try wasn't that good a try. It was just like we made the mistake. They're doing the short drop
Yeah.
out, and they got it. We just batted it back,
Yeah.
and they got it. So
Yeah,
the
that
fact that
was
you can make that
shocking.
many errors and still only be down 6-8,
Yeah.
and yeah,
They made a heap of errors in that first half, and they were way better in the second half. And then they just let it go. But,
you can tell it's momentum. Even if you're behind, you're in front with you got momentum. Like as the tide started to turning, when the Panthers got that first try, I felt like if I had to bet money on it at that point, Panthers were going to win.
yeah,
It's momentum at the end of a football game when people are tired.
yeah,
That just
change.
it lifts
yeah.
you, you know.
Yeah.
And you just get on the back foot and you're defending and you just
There's a couple of moments like that in the AFL where I thought the Lions' momentum was going to carry them home over the top of us. And there was one point where they got a couple of goals ahead, and I was just like, ah, shit, here we go.
Here we go,
Flashbacks to bloody 02, 03.
Yeah,
And that was the big thing for me with the AFL Grand Final. I said to Tash, this, like playing the Lions, it's either going to be the worst possible team to lose to as a Collingwood supporter or the best possible team to beat as a Collingwood supporter. So either way, and thankfully it went the right way. But
What about the Tina Turner?
oh,
I liked it. I liked
It was
it.
pretty
I thought it was
good.
good.
Yeah.
What people are complaining about?
compared to Kiss,
It's always the big competition, isn't
I'm
it?
not a
Who
big, I'm
puts
not a
the
big
best?
Kiss fan, to be
I
honest.
mean, but
think
still, like the prestige of Kiss versus the Tina Turner tribute.
Yeah.
Far out.
I think they'd be alright. I like that.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on. We've got some admin to get through. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in, listening in, especially our US correspondents over there, loving our baseball chat.
Shit-canned
Fucking hate
baseball.
baseball. No, we love you guys. You're great. Yeah.
Well, I said it might be good. I thought I was just.
Oh, because
asking.
you've never seen it. Yeah.
Oh, I
Ben
watched
said
it.
it was shit.
I
so
said it was shit.
Oh, that's right, Ben. Yeah.
And Ben said
Yes.
it was shit. Ben
Well,
went to
we
it,
love the
said it
States.
was
We've been there. What have I been? Vegas 4 times, I think, something like that. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Now, if it's your first time tuning in, 7th episode, you can go back to episode 1 and listen to all our riff-raff from there as well. Get to know us a bit better. But how do we join up as a stablemate, Jigs?
The website, backonthehorsepodcast.com. But also, follow us on your socials. We're now on TikTok. We're old, but we're on TikTok.
Bet we're not the oldest ones on TikTok.
No, I'm
maybe I am.
really enjoying TikTok. We're doing
I
fun
see
things
why.
there.
You showed me some things.
Oh, that fucking snake video's on there. Go and check that out.
Yeah,
If you wanna
hilarious.
See me crap my
Yeah.
pants.
Where's the stick gone?
Oh, fuck.
Oh
the
yeah, where's the stick?
Yeah,
It's gone, yeah.
I burnt it. Yeah, but follow us on TikTok, Insta, Facebook.
Get out there.
amongst
Speaking of socials, now...
Wait, but speaking of socials, how come? Don't you think it's funny that a social media platform can come out? Just say Instagram, and it's just like it's the first place that's ever come up with the idea of just photos. Like when Instagram came out, it's just photos.
Yeah.
And then TikTok, it's just videos. Like, why is that such a revelation? Why has TikTok been such a phenomenon? What?
Yeah.
You
I
know,
don't know.
like
Well, you guys know more
they're so
than
simple,
me.
and
Yeah, it is a
it's
simple
like
idea.
it's like when less is more becomes a thing. Like Facebook could do video, photos, text, all that, and then another one comes out. Instagram, so it's just photos,
Yeah.
and then that suddenly like explodes.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Just video.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a little tidbit.
Yeah,
Well, on the socials,
Snapchat,
you know,
it's
the
just-
last few episodes, you've been getting deep and dark, Scoot, with putting life on a pedestal, taking life off a pedestal.
Taking it off, yes.
Yeah,
Take
so
it off the pedo.
what's the opposite of life, I guess, is death.
Yeah.
Now, on our socials,
I know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
we had
Oh,
our
the
first
death threat.
Our first
It
death
was a
threat.
death threat. One of the stablemates. He was calling for your head. What was it for? It was for eating with a knife and F.
Yeah.
Eating pizza
Yeah.
with a knife and F.
Yeah.
I can read it out. I think I've got it here.
That was
Something about a
gold.
gun.
Should I read it out?
Something about a gun.
I'll find it while you guys have a yarn. But yeah, it was. I read it and went, "Oh man, that was that's pretty brutal." But yeah, it was off YouTube Shorts, I think. Ben,
I think so.
something like that. Anyway, I can't find it, but it was
Great content.
great. Yeah. It's somewhere there. I've got lots of photos of my dog. I had to put our Jasper to sleep, so that's why I can't find it. But anyway, I found it. Comments.
This has been an absolute roller
Eating-
coaster of emotions.
Eating a pizza with a knife and fork. The only thing that would make this video better would be gunshots followed by silence.
Well written. We love our stablemates.
We love our US stablemates because
Yeah.
it sounds like that's where it comes from. No, anyway,
You could
yeah,
just
a bit
turn the
brutal.
podcast off.
Yeah. All right, should we move on to
Very
Maybe he was shooting the screen, like Elvis. Maybe that's what he meant.
oh
Like he
yes,
was watching it on TV and he was like, I'll shoot the screen to turn off the
like
TV.
a remote control.
Yeah, instead of the remote. Shoot the screen, then there's silence.
That's what they meant.
He
Not
was
yeah.
shooting
talking
me.
about
He or
you-
she, but
was
thanks for
talking-
listening in anyway.
Because
yeah.
I'm not sure if
Talking
he...
about you being a fuckhead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's be clear. Which you are. Now, before we move off footy completely, you told me before that you've got a house guest who's very good at OzTag.
Oh yeah, my younger sister is down with her daughter Tyler. Shout out to them. I think it's an OzTag event. They've come down from the Sunshine Coast to the Gold Coast, crash and mine for a few nights. And I think she plays Wednesday, Thursday in this big comp, and she's very good at the
Now, have you ever played OzTag?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
So
Played
touch,
OzTag?
basically touch footy, but you got the tags
tags,
velcroed
yeah.
to your thing.
Yeah.
I
have an OzTag story I can tell you after this.
suck at OzTag, and I just found, because I played touch football for years, I find it really awkward to grab the tags, and it frustrates me because I'll be in a good defensive position where if it was touch, they got no chance.
If it's
getting
not
past.
touch, so you're
but they'll go straight past me
Yeah.
because I just happen to not be able to fumble and get the tag.
Yeah.
And it just frustrates because I just want to like hip and shoulder them to the ground or something. But I find it really frustrating. It's a hard game to play. It's a very different game.
Don't
to
you
play.
think touch, there's so much dispute over the honesty system of if you touched them or not?
Like
if your
flicked under their
shirt's just
shirt or something.
like I want to say that most of the time it's probably an honest touch, but the person who got touched doesn't feel it because it was just their bloody thing. Is there better?
In a non-close game, if I've dived to touch someone and I think I've just clipped their shirt,
You don't call
I'll
it.
always just not call it because I
you're
know
not sure.
they won't have felt it, and
Yeah.
I'll just go, nah.
So if it's not close, you won't
Yeah,
cheat.
not. Sorry.
You're
If it was a close game, I would say the
It's
actual
grand final.
thing.
Yeah.
If it was a granny.
Yeah, we played when I was form setting, and here's another job I used to have. Construction site. The boys all put an OzTag team together. It was down at Beenleigh, and we're playing these local teams, rough as guts, like total rough as guts guys playing against them, and there'd be hits and everything like that. The refs had no fucking control. Anyway, we're playing against this team, and this guy, he was covered in tattoos, bald head, goatee, and he's into me like all game, and I'm like, no, it's a fucking bald head and a goatee supposed to scare me, is it? He ran around me and scored like 3 tries.
Gotcha. When Scoot and I were playing touch, we had this guy who played for us one season. I can't remember his name, but
Sean?
he was very much out of shape.
Oh, no.
Different guy. He was very much out of shape, and he'd be on the sideline having a ciggy, and he'd go, "I'm going to go on, boys, I'm going to go on," and he'd put the ciggy on the ground, and he'd run on, and one time he ran on the ground. He ran straight onto a great pass, dived over the try line, scored the try, ran straight off the ground, picked the ciggy up. Just kept
brilliant.
plugging. And we started calling him the Impact. The best nickname, the Impact.
Yeah, brilliant.
I don't know. I thought it was OzTag. Like, is it just a closer simulation to rugby league in that you? I don't know.
Yeah,
It is.
It's not a
Yeah,
bad
It's
game.
kicking.
I don't mind
like,
it.
The
yeah.
game's good. I just get frustrated that like there's a lot of technique to it.
About
like you
twirling and
when you come up to
protecting
the
the
line,
tag.
you spin.
Yeah.
You spin through the line, and
Yeah.
if you're not used to grabbing it, it's really difficult.
That didn't happen in the Beenleigh comp. Don't worry about that. There was no
just put
spin.
a close
There was elbows
Now,
and shit like that. Yeah.
Now, while we're on the topic of nicknames, can I give you a couple other funny ones?
Oh, right,
Can we
yeah.
do
Let's
this?
go nicknames.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the funniest nicknames you've ever heard because there was another one that we had in that same touch football team.
Yeah.
There was a guy named Troy, fantastic bloke. Shout out to Troy.
He's still alive. Bless him.
Yep, bless him. He is alive. Actually, I bumped into him at a concert the other day, but it's another story.
rock
He had
concert?
some knee issues.
Yeah.
He had some knee issues. He had to have 2 or 3 knee reconstructions, and he used to like play, and then he'd be out for bloody ages, have a knee recon, do all his rehab, come back. And
Even just
play.
a little like turn or something, you'd just like
he'd
oh.
change
Go.
direction and he'd do his knee, and it got to the point where we started calling him Turnbuckle because every time he turned, he buckled. So that was an absolute belter. What's some funny nicknames you've got?
Oh, when I was playing footy like we had some of the best ones. Kendo, my brother-in-law, I saw him on the weekend. He was woolen face because he couldn't really grow a beard. It was just patchy. One of the guys behind the bar, Artie Rabbit, shout out to old Artie. He was my manager in under nines or something. He had like a bit of a cataract or something, so he was milky eye. Goat's milk.
Goat's
he used
milk.
To, yeah, he used
I
to
love
pull his ball sack down to make it look like a goat's tongue. Guider.
The guider.
Oh, the guider.
Talk about the guider.
I don't
wait,
know if we
Tell us about the
can't do
guider.
the guider.
Give us an idea.
that after dark.
Give us an idea. The guider.
I'll give you a picture of
You have to.
He
You
was
have to watch the video.
assisting mates at the time.
He was assisting a mate
when
for,
he needed it.
yeah.
With that
Yeah, there was
directional-
heaps.
I'll give you another one.
Yeah.
We had I know a guy who lives in my local area, and this is not a clever nickname, but his next door neighbour, they lived like on acreage, so his next door neighbour was quite a way away, and it was two brothers that lived together, and one of them passed away in quite suspicious circumstances.
Right.
And the guy who remained alive, his name was John, and the day of the death of his brother, he was like at the local cafe, like just having breakfast, and everyone was like, "Aren't you upset? Your brother's died." And like all these weird circumstances.
Yeah.
So they just had a clever nickname for him. They just called him John the Murderer.
Wow.
John the Murderer.
Johnny M.
We had a good one after school. A guy we used to call the Exorcist because he turned to parties, drink all the spirits, and then leave. Paulie the Exorcist.
Right.
That's very good.
Yeah. Oh, there's heaps. Some of them are great. They're clever. Yeah. Have you got any to think of? Any in the soccer team?
I get called Scooter McGavin.
Scooter McGavin.
That's great.
Happy Gilmore.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. What the fuck stories then? WTF? Have you got one of them, Scoot? You got?
I never have.
I'll go first
okay,
then.
you go first.
While
I'll
you
just
find
check
your
my-
stuff.
let me check my
Mine's
list.
I've got a cracker.
Mine's a what the fuck. It's not that it's funny or anything, but it's it was in America. I was listening to an Audible book or something like that. This young girl was about 20 odd, and she needed a heart transplant. Her heart was screwed. So, and this podcast book was all about how the heart remembers, and how it's like the stomach's the second brain or something, but the heart's the memory of the consciousness of subconscious, anything, something like that too. Anyway, it was a really interesting story, but she was on a waiting list for a new heart. Anyway, some older guy around his mid-40s or something, 50s, had a motorbike accident. And he was a donor, which is great. I think everyone should be a donor. Shout out to everyone that's doing
Shout out to
that.
donors.
Are you?
I think I am.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah.
Yep.
Does it have my license?
Yeah.
I think so,
Pretty sure I am.
Anyway, yeah, no, that's good. They probably, after this weekend, the liver and kidneys probably not good. They'll give them another 5 or 6 weeks, we should be right.
We might need a donor.
Anyway, so it was compatible with his heart for her. So anyway, she was in hospital. She got his heart. It was a success. She woke up starving, like absolutely craving food, and she was craving KFC. She checked herself out of hospital to go and get KFC, and as you would,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But she'd never eaten them before in her life.
Okay.
So
And did,
then she was like daily wanting fucking KFC, like every day, and the family's like, this is fucking weird. Ever since you've had a heart transplant, you want a KFC. So what they did, because you're not supposed to find out who the donor is, but somehow they found out, and they went to the family and said, and met them and thanked them, and flowers and all those kind of things, and were really grateful that their daughter in the 20 that was alive. And they're like, but she's now eating KFC. They went, oh, he was the biggest. He'd eat it every day. He'd eat KFC every day. And that's what they were saying, the heart remembers. So she got his heart, never eaten it before, very healthy chick, because she had to be because of a heart.
yeah, okay.
Gets a new heart, KFC.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my what the fuck
So
story.
if you donate your heart, that's going to turn that person straight off Big Macs forever, isn't it?
That's right, it could do.
And I don't know if I'd accept it.
Why you send it back? Why you send it back for a refund?
I just say, nah, just let me go. I won't.
Well, I don't want
I don't
this.
want Leggie
I don't want
shit.
Leggie's heart, Big Mac hating
You'll be in
heart.
the hospital on your deathbed, and you'll be like, "All right, tell me what cuisine they like."
Yeah, exactly.
Cuisine that they like.
You'll be showering,
And how do
having,
they eat it?
having skin
Yeah.
orgasms.
Do they get their lips into it, or do they get it out of the way?
Imagine what their heart's thinking. It's going to finally get out of this fat asshole. And like, oh, God.
I actually
Fuck,
think
here we go again.
I actually think about this because I eat a bit of junk food. I love food, and I
you
just
do,
think
yeah.
if I had an equation in front of me of, okay, if I eat KFC once a week, what's that going to take off my lifespan?
Right.
Like, where is the line as to? So just say I get to eat whatever I want. I don't have to look after myself. I eat junk food all the time, and it's going to take 1 minute off my life. Obviously, that's a yes. Fuck yeah, we're just going to go smash it out.
Yeah.
If it's going to take 50 years, that's a no. Where is it?
Well, you don't know.
Well, is it all balanced out with your other activity in life, though? There's your problem.
What do you mean?
Like the food's not the only
No.
thing that's moving the line. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's fair to do with how much piss we drink.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now I got one.
Okay.
I got one before Scoot goes off on a fucking rant.
I don't know which
This
rant
one's
I'm-
actually about Scoot.
okay.
Now, I don't know if you remember this, Scoot, but when we were teenagers, we've talked about this on a previous episode. Do you remember the TV show Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, with Stan Zamano.
With Stan Zamano? When we were teenagers, Scoot had a crush on Ida Buttrose.
Oh, yeah, true.
Is that because of Cole Chisel wrote the song about her?
Wow, what's something right about that?
Yeah. I believe.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah,
How old was
Ida.
she then?
She was old.
Wow. Real.
Yeah.
If you can
let's
get me
have
an
a look.
age, I'll then condemn myself if
Well,
I need to.
She would
Okay.
have to be late 40s,
she's
maybe
now-
50s.
That's fine.
So we're talking
That's fine.
25 years ago. And she's now, just looking it up,
It's great content.
93.
Not great for Ryder.
fuck, how old is
Not
it?
going to look good.
Tell us her age.
Can you hurry up?
I can't
Can't
find it.
find it.
She doesn't have,
Oh.
she doesn't
So
have
you
long
Like
left.
Wikipedia.
So
champ.
I remember I said
I'm looking up
Tara
Wikipedia.
Moss was on that show and she came up
Yes,
to me
Tara
at
Moss, she had the American accent.
Vancouver airport.
That's
Yeah.
right, and she thought you were someone.
She thought she knew me.
Yeah, that's right.
But you'd pick Ida over Tara.
I can't remember. Not now, obviously. But
Oh.
I don't know.
That's strange.
I just don't know.
Did you love?
Wikipedia does not have her birthday.
His favourite show was the Golden Girls. He's like,
It was not.
Mum, just go and have a shower. The Golden
It was
Girls
not.
is finished.
It was not. Bless him. Come on.
She's 81.
So what's
So 25 years ago,
55?
she was
56?
56.
Yeah, gee whiz.
Scoot used to rave
But
about
remember, those cameras take off like 20 years.
it. No, they add 20
No.
pounds.
No, they take off 20 pounds?
No, they add 20 pounds.
Yeah, and take
Because
off 20
whenever
years.
there's
They
a-
go from the pounds to the years. So put on 20 pounds and that take off the years column. So you can see how
That's
it was fine.
dog shit.
I can't believe you used to get off on the
I
Golden
yeah,
Girls.
don't. Shut up, I did not.
It does get the dove
I
logo.
didn't.
Oh, that's going to be
It
great.
wasn't a bad
man.
show. Thank you for being a friend.
No, that's... Oh, what, Golden
Reach
Girls?
around the back and back again.
Reach around the back. Yeah, that's what you were doing.
Is that Golden Girls?
Scoot's doing the reach around on the Golden
No.
Girls.
What, were you into Estelle Getty?
No, I
as well?
wasn't. He's saying it. He's making it up to make it sound like a... There's
No. Oh.
nothing wrong with that, though. If you...
Hey,
wanted-
no, it's,
No.
yeah.
That's fine.
No, age does not define beauty.
No.
Exactly. So,
No.
moving
Look at
on
me.
from
But
that,
very,
obviously...
very, very funny. Let's hear what you got.
Okay. Your WTF?
Yeah, I just wrote down... Because I have a little list.
Yeah, you wrote down...
I wrote down the word French bread. And I'm like, what does that mean? I got to be more descriptive. Then I realised, okay, so my little... What do you call this? I don't know what you call this. It's not a what the fuck. It's just a something. So my question is, you know how you go to France? We're not calling it France, okay?
France.
You use your own accent.
Yeah.
Can we agree
Have
on
you been
that?
to France?
I haven't been to France.
France. Oh,
No,
yes. I have. I've been there twice.
twice. Okay, so you
I
can actually you could add some
walk with you through
yeah, walk
this.
with me,
Yeah.
walk for me in this one.
Yeah.
So if you go to France, I heard that baguettes are really good. Like you just grab bread. The bread is awesome. It's
Yep.
just like, just go bread. Oh, it's delicious. All that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Don't eat anything on it.
Same
Yeah.
with like Italy and the pizzas and stuff. And I don't doubt that it's good. But my question is, why is it so hard for us to replicate that here? And I've heard all the little reasons, like, oh, the weather or there's something. But seriously, if it's that good,
Is it the water?
I don't know. If it's that good, why isn't someone going, no, I'm going to make French quality bread or I'm going to make Italian quality pizza in Australia and I'm going to sell a shitload of it and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be better than every other pizza shop. It's going to be better than every other bread shop. And I won't hear the answer the weather because you can change humidity in your conditions.
I agree. I've had the bread in France.
Is it really good?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, why don't they make it here?
The pizza in Croatia
Yeah.
was, and I had pizza in Italy as well, but Croatian pizza, I just went, I've never had anything like it. It was just simple.
Yeah, and we love everyone.
so
Who,
simple.
all the Aussies who go there love it.
I think I've got the answer for this one.
Okay.
Yes, go.
It's because you're there.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Do you reckon it's just
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
as... It's not... It's more the...
Yeah, the best burger you
The
had in
setting.
your life in New York was you were just excited to be in New York.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's very good, Ben.
Well, I'd
Yes.
be open to that answer.
Yeah.
That being said, I've been to some pretty good Italian restaurants. I went to one in Carlton the other night. It
Yeah.
was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just... It's... I'm sure the answer isn't that hard of how to make a really great pizza or really good bread. But I just don't know why they don't do it. Why does McDonald's not make better burgers? Like the bun could
Because
be...
they're hiring 12-year-olds.
Yeah, but like that's just the
It's
ingredients.
cheap
They've maybe got a
shit.
fresh bakery
Because they probably
bun.
have to sell it
Yeah.
for $24.
That-
Would they though?
'Cause
Would they?
Well, they would.
I just don't know why they don't
I took
choose
the
to make
kids
it better.
through McDonald's drive-through the other day, and it was like $185 for 3 meals.
Oh,
It was
I
so
went. I think
expensive.
I might have mentioned this last week, but yeah, Wet and Wild.
Oh, yeah.
Simple, 5 of us.
Yeah, you went
just
off on a churro.
Some
rant.
hot dogs. $120.
Yeah.
$120 for lunch. That was just each of us had a hot dog with chips.
I've seen that, the inflation, that's why we did that, Australia's cost of living. And remember old mate, I can't remember his name, from the Coles ads, feed a family of 4 under $10.
Yeah.
And then they've done it for now, and there's like 28, 32 for the exact same meals, and it was 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous. Anyway, I can jam that up there, Jingo. I don't give a shit. I'm getting quite cranky now. All right, so we've done.
Jam that
I
up
wanted
there,
to.
Jingo. What does that mean?
Sorry, you can beep that out if you want.
I will not.
My dog died. I can say whatever the fuck I want. I'm very
He was
upset.
a good dog. Moment
was.
of appreciation for Jasper. He was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
legend.
He
He
was.
used,
good.
to, he
when
used
we-
to do this circle
Yeah, the
work. Like
twirl.
anytime,
twirl.
anytime you were going to go feed him, he'd just twirl around in circles at your feet
Yeah, he'll
until
just
he
look
got
at
the
you,
food.
do a big twirl,
He'd
look at you again.
do a twirl, look at you,
He
do
was
a twirl.
great.
It was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And my favourite thing, Leggie taught him to do, like we were having a barbecue at Leggie's one
God,
day,
the old-
and we had all the Eskies lined up full of piss, and Leggie goes, "Hey Jasper, guard the Esky." And Jasper ran to Leggie's Esky and sat on Leggie's Esky.
Sat on top of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fucking awesome.
He was a very clever
Great
dog.
man.
And yeah, I'll miss him.
Yeah.
Now, I had one I thought of the other day that I wrote down. It's on the board there. Because we're musos and we played heaps of gigs. But famous bands, and I was using like Blues Traveller, Counting Crows, those kind of ones where... So Counting Crows, what do you think of when you say
Yeah, I know
Counting
what you're going to
Crows?
say. You're going to say
Mr. Jones,
Mr.
right?
Jones defines them, but nobody's listened to the rest of their catalogue, and the rest of their catalogue's actually awesome, and Mr. Jones sucks.
Well, yeah, it's
It's the same
definitely...
as Filter. If I'm not sure,
Oh,
it's not
Picture?
as widely known, but yeah, Take My Picture,
Yeah.
which is the Filter song everyone knows. It's a good song. I like the song, but it's nothing like the
Tyler-
rest of their stuff's a
Tyler
lot
Record.
hevier and
Yeah.
really, really
Is
awesome.
it title of record?
Tyler Records, the
That's
album,
a
great
great
album. Check it
album.
out, kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the other thing is, if you go and see them live and they don't play that song,
You'd be upset.
everyone gets a shits.
But they usually do like a weird version of it, don't they?
Scott
Oh,
Knight.
they've done heaps of different versions. But that's what I'm thinking. As bands, how do you get up every night knowing you got to play that same fucking song?
And the
Yeah.
bands, I think, sometimes, and it's fine that they do this, but they're doing it more, they do a different version because they're bored of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they forget. The audience want to hear this as it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
play it on the record. No tricks.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's like
Sometimes-
Blues Traveller with Runaround. And I thought, well, kids out there that don't know, get on to Blues Traveller, great harmonica playing. He's nearly as good as Scoot. Like John Popper.
Where's my
Scooter
harmonica?
doesn't know which end's the high end and which end's the low end.
You moved
But
my harmonica.
their song Runaround, it was on Truth About Cats and Dogs, a movie, but it's their most famous song. But they play it the same. It's the same G, C, A, D all the way through. 5 minutes, just every night, just banging it out every night. It's
Scooter
exactly the
and
same.
I
Yeah.
once got on the radio and won tickets to see Wheatus.
Oh, Wheatus.
And we rocked up,
Teenage
and we
Dirtbag.
just thought, okay, well, free tickets. We rocked up, and we thought, okay, we'll listen to them play Teenage Dirtbag, and we'll fuck off. And we started listening, and we're just like, they're not going to play it till the end. Can't be fucked sitting through this till the end. We just left and went to the pub. I think we went to the casino.
Yeah.
I with the band thing, I don't know. This must be some kind of deep psychological thing that maybe if there's a psychologist out there, you can explain why I'm like this. Because you know how I'm like, oh, what
if they can explain why you're like a few things, that'd be handy.
like
Not just for you
you know,
either.
before I was saying if Adam Reynolds for the Broncos went down,
Oh.
they should get me on there, and I won't do anything, but just me being there.
Just stand back.
I'll stand away from it, but the Broncos might win more because I was there.
We need a fucking psychiatrist.
Same thing
on this
happens
show.
with bands and stuff. I'm like, I just have these fantasies in my head. Like, I'm at a Pearl Jam concert, the drummer goes down.
Matt goes down.
And like, could I, I put my hand up, could I get through some of the songs? Or I have the fantasy, like, could I sub in for some musician in some position, and how far could I get into the song? What song? Okay, if it's an easy song, how far could I get? And I'm in the skin of the other guy, but I'm playing it. How far until someone would notice something was wrong?
Right.
Or like, I have that thing about...
I don't think you're Robinson Crusoe there. Like, I think about those things as well. Like, what could I do? Like, oh, shit, he's gone down.
Yeah.
I'll get up. I know that song.
Yeah.
Back to back. Yeah.
I was saying to Lucas, like on soccer, just say a Premier League game, because I play soccer poorly, but like just amateur soccer. I just think, how long? Just say they put me at right back in a soccer game, or the Socceroos game. They sub me in
until you're exposed.
How long could I get through without them knowing? Because I reckon I could run around without the ball, like to look like I know what I'm doing. Like I'd move up with the line. I kind of just jog on the spot a bit, look nimble. I'm wearing the proper jersey.
That's acting.
Maybe
wearing the proper jersey.
like I'm just pointing a bit.
We're going to get you a Socceroos jersey with your name on the back.
And I reckon because I'm playing with a good team, just say the Socceroos versus a team that's a bit weaker than them. Just say I'm playing right back. So the midfield, our Socceroos midfielders got it. Just say they pass back to me. Just as they would do every day of the week. And then I just pass it across to the centre back.
Oh, you just score an own goal.
Like, could I get through that play? I reckon I could get through that play if there's no pressure on me. Trap the
Just
ball.
that one. Yeah.
Pass. Then what happened? When,
Sub off. I did my bit. Let's go.
Yeah, how many minutes could I get through
before you're being exposed.
before being exposed?
Yeah.
Oh, I think as soon as you had a challenge, it can come like.
Well, but that you're allowed one howler as a professional. Like I'd let them pass, and then I'd just shake my head and go, oh, "What was that? I'd look at the ground, and I was like, oh, it's a divot here."
Do your shoelace up?
Or just rub my ankle. I just twisted my ankle, boys. It's all right. Okay. So I reckon I'd get through one mistake like that, just like looking at the
How
ground.
many minutes? You 10 minutes?
No, it would have to be dominating the team where I'd not
doing much.
Like the back line, not doing much.
Yeah.
So I reckon 3 touches of the ball I could get through.
And then sub off.
Because I think the first touch is just a little pass to the centre back and under no pressure.
Yeah.
The second one, it's a bit of a howler, but I just look at the divot on the ground and I go, guys, this field's terrible condition.
Pick the shit out of your tags. Yeah.
Then the third one, when it's another howler, it's
time to go.
Oh, did you know? Sorry, but I know you want to say something.
No.
Did you see the game? It was a New Zealand game. It was a women's game like a few years ago. Someone scored, the New Zealand defender. She scored an own goal. Then she scored another own goal about 10 minutes later.
Oh.
And then she scored 3 own goals in the first half.
In the first half?
In the first half.
No.
And then
They drag her?
Then she was dragged.
God.
I think for her own good. Like, I would want to be dragged in that situation.
I'd be like, why am I still out here? I'd be filthy.
Like it wasn't a South American country.
Oh, yeah.
Colombian in the 94 World Cup, Gonski. He scored an own goal and then shot when he got back to Colombia.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Going back to the song thing, I've often thought this. So using the Counting Crows example with Mr. Jones, I've often been like watching a concert and thought to myself, oh, they must hate having to play this song. But then I think to myself, imagine if I spoke to them.
The money pit they're diving in afterwards.
No, the opposite. Imagine if I went up to them after the concert and I said to them, oh, you must fucking hate having to play Mr. Jones. Imagine if they went, no, we're actually quite proud of that song. Like, do they?
Yeah.
Like, we don't like that song because it's very radio and it's not kind of, it's just a bit basic.
I like that
but
song. I love that song.
But
It is a great song. Yeah. I'm not saying that. I'm just thinking
yeah.
how
Well,
they
even-
get up for it each time.
Yeah, but even like
yeah.
Blink-182 or something like that, I'll watch them play Damn It or something that they played 4 billion times. If I said to them, God, you must be so fucking sick of playing that, they'd be like, no, we're actually very proud of that.
I tell you what I think might make it good for them, other than obviously the pile of money that they're
What's the feedback from the crowd as
I
well?
was going to say the reaction of the crowd, because they know every time they play that, they're going to get that feed. They're going to have
back, yeah.
people singing along and loving it. And
Do you reckon there's a limit
That's one of
as
the
a
best
professional
drugs ever.
musician of feeding off that? Like, because they play on a tour, they'll play every day. Like, and sometimes they'll do 3 Brisbane shows, 3 Melbourne shows, stuff like that. Do you think they feed off that reaction every single night, or is there a time where that drug weakens?
There'd be exhaustion like coming. I often think about that when I'm buying the tickets for a concert. If there's 3 concerts or 2, I'm like, which one do I want to go to? Do I want to go to the third one?
Do you want the last one at the end of a tour, or do you want the first one where they give it a bit
I reckon
more?
what you want is the first show about mid-tour. Not the first show of the whole tour.
Yeah.
You want them to have played 3 or 4, 5, 6 locations, and then you're the first one at the next location. Although then maybe the sound's not good. Then maybe they haven't got the sound right.
Cold Chisel, their last show, it was at Boondall, and it was their last show, and they had a see-through floor, and I think it was the one, you know, when you see Angus Young doing the duck walk across, they have the camera underneath.
Yeah.
But Barnesy said, "Oh, whoever set this up down there, fucking thank you so much."
Was he wearing a kilt?
No, there were stripper dancers underneath the floor. That's someone, because it was their last.
Someone organised that.
Organised that for them because it was the last show of the tour,
great.
the whole Australian tour. But they played brilliantly. Like they just went off, and that's sort
the
of
energy.
yeah, you could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which show of a tour you see, though. The band will always say, "Oh, greatest crowd of the tour by far."
Yeah. Oh, we did that when we played at Mitchell Creek. I think it was sold out. There's 3,500, 4,000 people there or whatever. And then the next, and it was great feedback. We come off stage, and that's when we got booked to do like Royal Mail and that. There was people there waiting for us when we come off stage. But the next weekend, I went and played a gig of solo. There was no one there. It was like nothing. I was waiting for that whole feedback. And
the
it was
confidence
nothing.
with anything, like whether you're playing music on stage, whether it's sport, whether it's public speaking, whether it's anything.
Yeah.
So much of it is about the confidence and the crowd, like
the
the people you're doing whatever it is in front of.
Yeah.
You could be playing it, you could be doing it well, you could be doing it shit.
Yeah.
But if the feedback is good, then you feel great,
We
and
played,
then that feeds back, and you do better.
I remember that one when there was no one there. I finished a song, and the barman walks out from the other area, and that's all he is. It's like,
That's awkward, isn't it?
oh, it's like,
I'll tell you one that's
this is
more awkward
fucked.
than that. We played a gig once at QT, one of the universities in Queensland. I got maggot before I was
just for a
maggot
change.
drunk before the gig
For a
started,
change.
before we went on stage.
For something different.
And when we went up to set up, another band walked down the stairs, and I said to him, "Great set, mate. Really enjoyed it." He goes, "I haven't played yet."
All right, let's move on. We got the quiz, another quiz. Now,
Oh, shit, what's the topic?
the topic is general knowledge. All right.
Oh, I'm no
So give us your
good at
name.
Jenny Knoll.
Ben.
Scoot.
Jigs.
Chicks. All right.
You guys are boring.
Now, I'm thinking.
Mine's just fast to say. Speed. It's all about
I
speed.
don't like the S on the end of mine. It's too hard to
Now,
say.
you're up out of 3, 2, 1. Ben, it's your night.
I reckon it's Ben's night.
All right. This is general knowledge, all right? So, your name is your buzzer. You get it wrong.
Tell us the rules. Every single rule.
Yeah.
So what is it? Get it wrong, you deduct a point.
You lose a point.
If it's a two-part question, what's the situation?
like
you
I
tell us
said.
ahead of time or not?
No.
Or you just do whatever you want.
Yeah,
I'll
what we
it's my
learned
fucking
from,
podcast.
What we learned from the last quiz is if you argue with him, you'll lose.
Yeah. Or if I leave silence and you come up with something done like the speed of cheese, the points will go elsewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a good point, was it?
It was.
It's a constant. The speed of cheese is a constant.
It's very deep and very
If you try to cut through,
philosophical.
it just like there's the terminal velocity of cutting through cheese is like it's a constant speed.
Speaking of that, we've talked about before, like when you spoke about the bus going around the corner, is it still
Oh, yeah.
going there?
Yep.
I've got another one like that. Yeah,
Atoms, if atoms aren't being watched,
atoms.
Yep, they don't move. So they only move
When you observe them.
when you observe them.
Why is that?
That's quantum Physics.
quantum physics and quantum mechanics as well.
Is that like if a tree
So-
falls in the woods, no one's there to hear it? Does it make a sound?
Kind of.
So yeah.
Well, here's a little.
This has turned very Dr. Carl all
Here's
of
a
a sudden.
little. I don't know, what would you call this? You wouldn't know
Shit.
because I haven't said it yet.
I reckon that would be shit.
That's not an anecdote. I'd say, this is a twig moment.
Is
Oh.
is it
Pretty
what
much,
What did we
uh,
say that segment was going to be? Oh no, that was about food. Scoot's food fuckwittery. Is it going to be?
It's a
Scoot's food?
fuckwittery
Yeah,
type
it's going to
thing.
be fuckwittery. That's
So
for
just
sure.
say a car is traveling. This is going on the punchline. It's not even a joke, but I'm going to stuff the thing.
It's good
How
content.
fast is each section of the wheel of, let's say, the tire going when a car is traveling?
What?
Okay, just say a car's traveling 100 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
0.
How fast is the different parts of the wheel of the tire going? And I'd like to know answers, maybe the top of the wheel and the bottom of the wheel.
Oh, so where you put your nuts on?
The tire, sorry, the top edge
the
of the
rim?
tire and the bottom, the tire where it meets the road. The rubber meets the road, and up there, how fast is that tire traveling? That part of the tire traveling? The car's traveling 100 k's.
Yeah.
How fast is the bottom of the tire going, and how fast is the top of the tire going?
Isn't it divided or multiplied by how the circumference of the tire?
You're going to get pi involved. I could go a pi if that's where we're headed with this.
I
How
definitely
about-
wasn't.
Cream pie?
Can I give a shout out? Can I put a shout out?
Fuck me.
Can I put a shout out to the 1995 or 96
Brisbane
pies
Broncos.
of the Mogul shop? The King, I think it was King. I asked him one day. We used to skateboard. This is like millionth tangent. We used to skateboard at the school. We'd buy off-peak saver bus tickets and just go skateboarding around all the schools. But Mogul State School, we'd have a hard morning of skateboarding, which I later realised I was a vandal.
Yeah,
Like,
did
really?
you handle Pornvale State School?
Well,
at
we
any
would
point?
go to Mogul State School.
You actually look like a vandal. Well, now I think
This
about
is
it.
another tangent. You haven't finished a single
Yeah,
statement in the last
this is
5
Inception.
minutes.
We'll come back
Oh,
levels up,
it's
okay? So I can't. So I realised I'm a vandal, and I was a vandal
What
because
did you do?
Well, we used to do skateboarding at the school, like
that's
the
not
primary school.
vandalising.
But yeah, we'd just get the lost property out and like stack up lunch boxes and like try to jump over them, smash them, and stuff like that. We'd move bins over, like tip bins over, so it's just we could jump over them and all that sort of stuff. The squirt sunscreen in the classrooms, all that sort of
How'd
stuff.
you get in the classroom?
The louvers were open. Stuff like that.
Terrible.
I mean, I should have known that part was vandalism. But anyway, so then we'd do a hard morning of skating. Then we'd go.
Suddenly I'm looking better on this podcast.
Then we'd go to the Mogul shop, and the pies were amazing. Like the pie, crispy top, like flaky pastry on top, but the base was really soft.
And you skateboarded there from school.
Yeah, from the school.
Is this
And-
when you wanted to find out about the wheel because you got run over by a fucking car?
Before you go off the Mogul shop,
and it was going faster down there than the top?
I learned a lesson about shoplifting at the Mogul shop.
Yeah.
I stole a bag of lollies from
Yeah.
the Mogul shop and took them home. And I don't know, I just said to my parents, look what I got. And they said, where'd you get them? And I said, I got them for free from the Mogul shop.
Did they drive you back?
And they drove me up and
Yeah.
they made me walk them up to the counter and say, I stole these.
Oh.
And
Haven't stolen anything since.
Have not stolen anything.
Except a lot of
Except the
hearts.
premiership,
Oh,
maybe.
I've stolen some hearts, buddy.
and that premiership.
Stole that premiership.
Anyway, back one level. So the pies are awesome. King, and I asked him. I said, "What brand of pies are?" And he said they're King pies. So
Right.
shout out to the 1995 King pies. And you were talking about pie in terms of the wheel calculation.
Yeah, so
I'll tell you, the answer is not to do with. You don't need pi.
okay.
We just need to know the speed that the bottom of the tire is going and the top of the tire.
Why wouldn't it be the same?
The car is going 100 k's an hour.
You got me.
Why would it be different?
Well, if you think about it, because the wheel's turning, the wheel the part of the tire that's touching the ground is going 0 kilometers an hour. It's like touching the road. And the top of the tire is going 200 k's an hour.
Right.
The center of the tire is going 100. Like the car is going 100, but the wheel's turning at the same time. So the top of the
So that's where your tyres wear down, is when it's doing 0 kilometres per hour.
I guess, yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
It is amazing. If you know this knowledge, you should know some of these.
So where did that come from?
I'm
Do we
exhausted.
need to go one level up from that? Why did I say that?
Because, why did you
I
start
don't know.
talking?
We're talking about atoms and
because you said the atoms don't
okay,
exist.
yeah, atoms.
yeah,
and
they,
something.
yeah, they
They're not moving.
when they're being observed, they don't move. Anyway, all right, the quiz.
Oh, that was exhausting.
So, everyone's ready? What's
I'm
your
not
name
ready.
is your
I'm
buzzer?
actually quite rooted.
You ready? General knowledge. Name the 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja
Get
Turtles.
it. Leonardo,
Yes.
Michelangelo,
Yes.
Donatello, Raphael.
Yes, thank
Very good. The big
I actually had
JJ.
to
Could we
think about
ask
that.
which one? Could we ask also what's the personality trait of each one? Because I reckon I could get that.
Yeah, I got that. Oh, it depends what you watch though. The movie's different to the cartoon, or
Like Leonardo is the leader, like the goody leader. So he's like, no guys, we should really put the rubbish into
Leonardo
recycling.
Was he your
leads-
favourite?
No.
No.
Donatello does machines.
Donatello's like engineering-y, like, hey guys, I
Well, he
think I
has
can
the
rig up
goggles
this.
sometimes.
He's the purple guy.
Yeah.
He's
move
like, I'm going to rig up.
He'd
this,
be your
I'm going to
favourite.
rig up this electronics thing that's going to help us do this.
I think I can remember the theme song that
Oh, we could do
describes
it.
them all.
Donatello's.
Raphael is cool but rude. Give me a break.
Michelangelo is a party dude. So Michelangelo's like hey guys, cowabunga, let's go get some pizza, dudes. And
California
then,
surfer.
How many questions is this quiz? Because
And then-
we are not even through
and then
one.
yeah,
yet.
Raphael's like a bit like
He was my favourite.
of,
me
a,
too.
Raphael. I
of
liked
a
him.
Yeah,
bad
me too.
guy,
Yeah,
like,
Raphael, yeah.
naughty.
Hey, you
And
too?
that's cool.
Oh, the size. I didn't like the size.
Yeah.
I
I liked him.
thought they were like,
He
how are you
was-
going to do anything with the sai?
Yeah.
Hey,
Gun.
you can get
All right, should we,
gardening on
next-
there.
Leonardo's got a whole sword, samurai sword.
think
You're still not getting a point for this
Okay, sorry.
information, but
Fuck
by the way,
hell, it's going to
yeah.
be a long quiz.
What is Earth's largest desert? Yeah.
Sahara.
Bow.
And the Gobi Desert.
No.
Do I get a free crack?
You get a free crack, and I'll give you a
So
point.
I don't go backwards if I get it wrong?
No,
No,
why is
not
he get
now.
a free crack?
No, because you jumped in.
No, I'm not going to have a crack then.
Antarctica.
Ah,
Trick question. Yeah. Clever Leggie.
Trick one.
Jesus Christ.
Who is known as the man of 1,000 voices? Give you a clue? Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I thought it was that, hey, but I know his name. Is that a problem?
Yeah.
I got it. Ben. Mel Blanc.
Yes.
Do you know who I immediately thought of? I thought about Michael Winslow from Police Academy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I will give you bonus point to do one of his voices.
Scoot. Okay. Duck season. Wabbit season. Duck season. Suffering succotash.
All right, there. I'll give you one. No, I won't. No.
I'm going to kill that queasy wabbit.
What were his final words?
Ben.
In life or in the show?
That's all, folks.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Like in life?
So he said that, and then he had to be
Bill-
quiet
Bill-
until
Bill-
he was dead. He's like,
Can't say anymore.
That's all.
imagine
folks.
if you said that's
I'll give you
all,
one for
folks.
that. Yeah.
Imagine if you said that's all, folks, and then you're like,
I say, boy.
kind of need to wee. I better say it again. That's all, folks.
It's like clapping. You never stop clapping. You just have a big gap in between. Anyway, let's go. Spell cunnilingus.
I don't want to have a crack. I mean, I'll have a crack, but I don't want to spell it.
Anyone?
Your Homer Simpson mouth. No, I got
No one's going for it.
CUNNILINGUS.
You got it.
He didn't say scoot, though. Were you
I'll give it to
prepared to lose the point if you were wrong?
If he's going to go by the letter of the law, that's fine. I just want consistency.
Perform cunnilingus. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Sorry, that's not in there. What is a Rocky Mountain oyster?
Ben. It's a bull testicle.
Yes. I thought
Is that
Ben
you
would-
eat that?
I don't.
No,
You can do. Yeah.
You can
Three.
eat that.
Ben's on 3.
Bang.
Which movie star entered a lookalike contest about himself only to come 3rd place?
Oh, I know this. Jigs. Was it Elvis Presley?
No.
So you don't know
Anyone?
Elvis Presley did go into an Elvis Presley lookalike contest back in the day
Okay.
and lost.
this? Okay.
Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, yeah.
This word starts with a C, ends in a T. It is something that can be wet and soft inside, but hairy outside.
Say it again. Jigs. It's a coconut.
That's it. Benjamin
Hey,
wins.
Oh, you won.
Yeah,
well done,
2-1-1 Well done.
Well done,
Benjo
Benji.
Patterson.
That's great.
The Benjinator. We were just on the quiz.
We just finished a quiz, so now we're going to move on to shit dads. And
Oh, we're back on.
geez, we're back. Yeah, get
sorry.
into it. Are you wife from text from your wife?
Yeah, I
Is
got
it-
a little text from my wife.
Did
that
she
I
say
just
I'm leaving you
replied
for Sam Burgess or anything like that?
to. I'm still waiting for that text to come through any day now. No, I was just replying to that.
I've got a
Sorry.
He's
footy
got a
question. Like,
massive
is now
head.
the time for that? Should I just do that
A
another
footy
week?
question.
It's a footy
Well,
Well,
question.
there was a whole footy segment you could have.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That I could have done it then. I just thought.
Well, I
of
got
it.
one too. If you're going to have one,
Okay, just a footy
mine's
question.
more serious.
And I will. I know there's you guys may have some explanations for this, but before I've even heard them, I know that this is a thing. So 42. Okay, rugby league. You used to play league.
Yes.
Know league very well. Is it or is it not true that field position is a very important part of rugby league, and players, particularly front rowers, work very hard for every single metre of field position that they can get during a set
Yeah.
of six?
Yeah.
Is it?
That's
oh,
true.
so it's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But defence wins your games.
Okay.
Too.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. It's,
Yeah.
That's congruent
Why is
with
he
what
getting
I'm saying.
so cranky?
Is it?
He's on a high horse.
Is it?
He's back on the horse.
So, ladies and gentlemen, is it also true that when a team gets a anyway, when they get a penalty, so penalty happens. Penalty happens.
Yes.
So what happens when there's a penalty? What does the team get to do?
Kick for touch.
Kick for touch. Exactly.
Or you can kick for goal.
Okay, you can
Depends
do
where
that.
the-
Too. Okay,
Or
depends
you
where
can
it is.
take
Just
a quick-
say,
or you
just
can
say,
take a quick tap.
just say you're in your 30-meter line, defensive 30-meter line. You get a penalty. Then they do the little kick for touch. They don't
wanna
respect the field position. Like, they just kick it on a 45-degree angle, and it goes into the 10th row or the 20th row.
Yeah.
If they're getting into the 20th row, then they haven't tried hard enough.
Risk-
If they
First
try for too much,
Someone will get it. Yeah, they'll touch it.
Risk first reward.
Yeah, risk versus reward. But what I'm saying is I don't know if I've ever seen, I probably have, where someone's kicked for touch and it hasn't made it. And if that's not
I've seen
happening,
it fucking heaps.
if that's not happening at least 1 in 100 or 1 in 50, then they're not trying hard enough. They're not taking enough risk.
Yeah.
If it's not happening 1 in 50 where someone
no,
blocks
I
it,
agree. I saw some
you could
games.
get another 20 meters every time.
I saw some games. I think.
Practice it.
Well, yeah, and I was thinking the same thing. Going, just go for more distance.
Another 20
They were
meters.
going for 5
every
or 10 meters. Yeah.
You could probably get another 30 meters. Your front rowers are standing there looking at your halfback,
Yeah.
and they go, I just try. I
I
put
know, I
an
used to be
extra
front
little
row."
thing in to get 1 extra meter, and then you're
Yeah.
sacrificing 30 odd meters.
Yeah.
that
Now
you
got to
could
do
have got.
2 more rucks where you could have kicked it.
They should practice that
They do. They
every
do.
time, like the
Yeah.
kick for touch, and be able to drop it. You know,
But they're
5
probably
meters clear of the touchline.
their instructions from the coach as well is probably if you fucking don't kick it out,
Okay.
you're not playing next week.
Well, my instructions when I get coached because something goes down to Kevin Walters gets struck down ill, and then
And
they
you're
have
gonna coach the
they have to
Broncos.
find a replacement coach in a hurry, and I'm there, and then I get to go. Okay, boys, my one because I often
Fuck, you're going to be busy.
I know.
You're going to be halfback for the Broncos, coach for the Broncos.
drum
You're
up to
gonna
the bloody Pearl Jam. Yeah, But this-
You'll be
I
right
think-
back, whatever they are on the wing for
I-
Socceroos.
think a lot of yourself,
psychological
don't
problem
you?
I have because I was thinking about this the other day as well. I don't know who I was talking about it with. I was like,
It's your logical brain.
Could the Broncos win? And obviously, yes, they could. If I was the coach, just Kevin Walters struck down. I was a coach for the day. I can't use my assistants, but I can just basically say, boys, just do what you've been doing all season.
Yeah.
See you at half time.
I think about that a lot.
Don't drop the
with-
ball.
I think about that a lot with Geelong when what's his name? Not Brad Scott, the other one. Chris Scott
Scott.
inherited the Geelong team and they won a premiership.
Yeah,
in
just
his
keep
first
going,
years. I claim they would have won a premiership if I was coach. That
Yeah, they
first
would
year.
have. Yeah, that
I
team.
reckon they fucking would.
Yeah.
He was in a cafe. He wasn't even
But I
coaching.
can actually take this one step further. Just say I go, I'm coach for the Broncos for a day. I'll just say one thing. I'll say, hey, Ron, I come over here. When you kick for touch, just get an extra 20, 30 metres. Just like, you practice kicking. You know how to kick. Just kick a
I
little lot
won't, I
longer.
won't drag you over
Just
the
try.
coals if you miss
Yeah,
it,
if
mate.
I want, yeah, that's right. That was my comment. I was going to say, I would be angry if you don't miss one. If you don't miss one in 5 games, you're not going for
Trying
enough
hard
metres.
enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
If I see another one go into the stands, I'll be angry. It needs to go between the touchline and the front row.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's your zone.
And shout out to Wayne Bennett, who's a stablemate. He'll be calling you.
Yeah, well, I am available.
Is he actually a stable?
Like, depending on
Some Wayne is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Said Wayne B.
depending on
he's
when
fishing
Pearl
for-
Jam's playing, when the Australian cricket team's playing, all those other engagements I might have
You have,
in my own mind, I am available for
I
some
reckon-
of these games.
Yes.
I reckon you need to think less. Like, you're doing too much thinking.
Didn't he say to you you needed more sun?
Wayne Bennett did tell me I needed more sun.
Yeah,
Hang on.
you did. Now, can I ask a footy question?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
This is a little bit more serious.
Okay,
But I
I'll put my
want your
serious hat on.
opinion.
Well, hold
The
on.
AFL
Hold on. I'll put my serious hat on. Hold up. Put serious hat on.
Is he all right?
Okay, I'm listening. Yep. Okay. Yeah. What
Oh,
about
yes. We might have
how's
merch
the,
available soon.
Wait. Just
everyone.
can we get just
Yep.
a check on the stock market on the Nasdaq? Is that one going still positive geared? Is that positively geared at the moment? The Nasdaq.
Sell.
Can we invest in Feet Finder yet?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cool. And yeah, that weather pattern is still
it's not a case.
that weather pattern's
It's
still
holding steady.
holding steady. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah. There's no named cyclones that I need to be aware of because that you can't get insurance. Once the cyclone is named, you can no longer do a last-minute insurance policy. So I
Correct.
just need to be sure of that.
Ben, can you throw something at him?
they're-
It's like a record. You just got to...
Because I wanted to insure that trampoline out there because it's looking a bit, you know, you can save 4% on your heating bill by getting glazed windows, double glazed windows.
Really?
Yeah, 4%. Anyway, okay,
So
I've got my
do
serious hat on. Let's go.
I don't know. I can't be fucked anymore. Let's just move on.
Oh, I'll chuck the other hat on. No, I want to know.
Oh, it's not even funny. But
Oh, wow.
I'm exhausted.
Well, it's meant to be serious business.
All right.
Serious business.
Seriously.
It better be
Okay.
serious.
Shout out to Linny.
The AFL,
Australian Football League.
the players who won in the grand final or got a premiership medal, the players who missed out on playing the grand final did not get a premiership medal.
What did they get?
Nothing.
Oh, no, they missed out. But were they, so they weren't like a,
So they didn't play. There's 23
They played in
people
the season,
that play the final for each team.
yeah.
Those 23 players are the only ones that get a premiership medal. I don't think it's right.
I reckon that everyone who played a game in that season should get
I
one.
reckon anyone who played more than X number
Oh,
of
you're going to start
games-
making X.
I reckon there's 24
Nah.
games in a season. I reckon if you played 16 or more, you get a premiership.
I
medal.
reckon...
If you played one, you don't get one.
No, because then that's arbitrary. I think you either got to keep it what it is now, or just say if anyone has contributed to this season on the field of play,
I don't reckon
medal.
one game.
Why
Because,
not?
because the term is you're a premiership player. Now that is prestigious. I don't want some fucker who lasted one season in the AFL and got delisted because he sucked and he played one game to
Yeah.
be a premiership player. I reckon you had to have contributed more than a certain number of games to the season.
or
to,
if you tried to kick a penalty to touch, kick for touch, and you missed it because you were going for so many meters, then you get one.
I gave mine away to a guy who was injured.
Oh,
well, that's
Yeah.
what what's his name? The coach of the Bulldogs did for Bob Murphy when they won. What's his name?
was it Ross Lyon at the time?
No,
No, he didn't. He was
Bulldogs,
St Kilda.
no.
Oh no, it was the guy Bull. I know his name. Frickin'
It's driving me fucking crazy. Ben, Google it.
No, don't Google it. I can picture his face.
Anyway, he gave it to Bob Murphy because Bob Murphy played the whole season. He's a legend of the game and injured himself in the prelim and didn't play there. So we had three hard cases this year. We had Noble, played the whole year, got dropped just before the finals.
Oh.
We had McStay, who got injured in the prelim final, but he actually won us that prelim final. And we had Taylor Adams, who also
And they don't
got
get a
injured
medal.
in the final, and they don't get a medal.
Oh.
So Taylor Adams is now not a premiership player, but he was one of our best all season.
I reckon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if you're going to
I
draw
keep
a
thinking Luke Dalhouse,
16
but he's
game.
a player. Luke Beveridge. That's what his name
Oh,
is.
think
who's
he
the
did.
coach?
I think
Luke
that-
Beveridge is the coach who gave his medal
No.
to.
Oh. Who was the coach before
Bob
that?
Murphy.
Then he moved somewhere as a ball guy.
Oh yeah, I know who you're thinking
I-
of. Rocket. Anyway,
There's great
that's not-
content. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy I gave mine to was he similar to me, played all his juniors into seniors at the one club, just loves Valleys. I think he's still coaching there now.
You know
And, yeah, we won the grand final, and then afterwards I gave him my medal. I hope he's still got it. But,
my old
think he
soccer
sold
team.
You probably did.
You know, my old soccer team who won the grand final, like I don't play anymore.
Yeah.
They gave me a medal for contributing because I got the fuck out of the team. So they could.
All right, shit dad, let's move on. We're running out of time. Oh, Jigs, you got a shit dad?
I've got one.
Yep.
It's
That's
a
a
little
classic.
one. Just a little one. So,
So,
Scoot and Ben and I work together, and we have
I'm wondering why you never offer me a job.
have you seen you?
We thought about debt collection.
Yeah, I did actually bring your name up in a debt collection conversation the other day. So we've got a situation at the moment where we've had to move out of our current office and our new office is not ready. So we're working from home for a couple of weeks. And I'm at my desk in my office. It's also school holidays.
Right.
Shit timing. We were home for 2 weeks and it was school fucking holidays.
Oh, yeah.
But I turned up to my desk, and this is probably saying a little bit about my drinking habits, but I turned up to my desk one day and my 9-year-old daughter had written me a poem and put it on my desk, and I had sat down to start work for the day, and the poem read this: "Do you like beer? And do you like working here? Well, if you do, drink beer while working here."
Did she have a gold on the desk as well? 4X gold?
There was an empty from the day before.
That's
So, yeah,
brilliant.
that was just on my desk,
Oh.
like nicely designed. And I instantly thought, oh, you got to stop drinking while you're working.
Yeah.
Can I bring something up for that? I'm actually trying to health kick now. Starting,
Oh,
my
do we?
daughters and I are going to start boxing Thursday night because soccer's finished.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm going to be on a bit of a health kick. And if I say it on here and it's recorded, I have to stick with
We
it.
can edit that out.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, scratch
Yeah,
that.
Ben, can you edit that?
Yeah. No, I'm trying to. I'm going to try. Yeah. Want to be around for a bit longer.
But
Yeah.
how much longer? Because if it's only going to shave like
Here we go.
6 months off,
6 months. Just fucking
keep
go
going.
nuts.
Just enjoy it.
No, I feel better being more active and sweating. But yeah. Anyway, your shit dad, mate.
Yeah, mine was. Oh, it's nothing major. It's just, is this bad or not? But so the kids like Vegemite on toast in the morning sometimes.
Right.
So I got to make it for them. I mean, they could probably make it themselves. And maybe, no, this is why I'm doing this, because they should be making it themselves.
They
That's
should
right.
be, yeah. They're old enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not like a fancy pants triangle guy. Or I just chop the rectangles in half to make 2 smaller rectangles.
Right, yeah.
And what I do is, so I make the Vegemite toast, and I've made the damn thing. So I bought it, and I made it. Bought all the ingredients, the butter, the Vegemite. So
Well, how did you buy it? You had to work.
yeah, exactly.
You run a business.
Yeah, ran it, bought it.
Do whatever you want with
And,
it.
yeah, so what I have been doing because of that entitlement is, so I chop. So what I do, so just imagine a piece of, this is a whole other thing. You chop your toast.
No, stop it. Just finish the first
Okay, I'll finish the first
thing
one.
first.
I'll finish the first one. So what I do, instead of chopping it in the like in making two halves equal size,
Right.
I'll go about 10 mil
Right.
to one side.
One
So,
side.
so one is
Bigger than
20
the other.
mil bigger.
Right.
Because I've gone 10 mil to the right.
Gotcha.
So
Why?
this one's 20 mil. Is that right? Does that make sense? Would one be
Something,
20 mil
we're,
bigger?
We're with you.
I've
Yeah.
taken 10 mil off. I've added 10. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
We're on the slippery slope with you, mate.
Anyway,
we're with you
and
all
then,
the way.
So I chop it uneven, and then what I do is I chop another slither. Then I even them up, so there's a strip. So I chop to the. Do you know? Does that make sense?
yeah,
in an audio sense.
Yeah.
So I chop slightly to the right of center. Then I chop slightly to the left of center, leaving a strip for myself, and I eat that because that's the best part.
Oh, so you're making it for them.
I'm making
and
it for
you're
them.
stealing that.
And then I eat that strip. Then I just
the
push
best
those.
part too,
Then I
right in
just
the
push
middle.
those other 2 rectangles together.
You are
and
a
it just looks
shit
like a
dad.
normal
It's
piece
a
of
victimless
toast.
crime.
that's great.
It's a perfect crime.
And I reckon that
brilliant.
middle bit that you're
That's not
stripping
shit,
out,
Dad.
that's the best part.
It is the best part.
That's a
That's where
dad
the
hack.
butter all soaks
I know,
into.
it's awesome.
Man,
Yeah,
that's,
Get
well
on
done.
that's a dad
Not
hack.
very often I agree with you on this
Yeah.
shit, but
That's brilliant.
yeah, that's a dad hack.
And so I chop.
That's not
I'm not
shit,
sure. How
Dad.
do you guys chop your toast? So you know how when you got a piece of bread, you've got the bottom part which is a bit crap, and then you got the top kind of curvy part.
Curve, yeah.
Curvy, yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
when
got to
I
go down. You got to go from the curvy part at the top down the middle from the top.
See, I
it's
only do
as
that-
symmetrical as possible.
no, see, I only do that. It's if I'm doing toast for myself, I'll chop it acrossways, So I've got a shit piece at the bottom, pure shit, and I'll eat that. Okay, I'll fucking eat that first. Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, you worked hard for this toast, and you're eating it. Yeah, great. And then I've got the better half, a full great half of the curvy bit at the top. And I just enjoy it. But if
if you're doing it from the kids, you can't steal down that line because the top won't match up. Is that what you're going to
No, what I'm going to say is if I'm sharing a piece of toast, just say me and Aaron are going halves and a piece of toast, that's when I'll cut it down from the top to the bottom so we both get
you won't give her a
shit
shit bit.
But what?
No one has to have the shit bit.
Yeah.
What about if you're stealing that slither from the kids, though?
No, I go horizontal.
Then go horizontal, because otherwise they'll call you out on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a question.
Yep.
Have you ever got too greedy and made
They've
your
noticed.
slither too big and they've noticed and called you out on it?
Not yet, but I just like the penalty
So
kicks.
no one's picked up on it?
Do
Just
they
like
know
the kicking
about
for touches.
Yeah.
I should push it until they notice.
Do they notice?
They haven't
See
noticed
how
yet.
I'll give you
see
a-
how wide you can get.
I'll give you a
Do a
comparison.
graph.
I'll give you another one of those that you'll like, Scoot.
Yeah.
I used to go to University of Queensland.
University of Queensland with the share price was $20 a town. Sorry, I still got the serious hat on. So sorry.
That's not the serious hat.
And yes, and the jacarandas and the sandstone buildings, and yes, it was very delightful. And the professor was teaching me many
What's
academic
going on? How many
endeavors.
have you had today?
Anyway,
Are
continue.
you drunk?
No, I'm not.
You've never been quite like this.
He's missed us again.
Well, don't
This
say
is his therapy session.
Don't say University of Queensland.
No, I didn't want to say UQ because people won't know what the fuck
Oh,
that
okay.
is.
Oh, my mistake then. Sorry, carry on then.
Your fault, my
Well, I
mistake.
went to uni, right? In
Yeah, I went to uni. Yeah,
so
that's better.
Near our place is
Went to uni, mate. Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up. Near our place is a ferry, right? And it costs. It now costs $2 to go on it. It only takes you 20 metres across, not 20 metres, like 50 metres across a river, right? You right? Should I stop? I'm gonna have a
That's
beer.
quite.
This is
It's
fun.
quite fascinating that we live in a place where there's still a ferry. You gotta
Anyway,
wait
so
for the
there's a
ferry.
ferry, right?
Keep going.
When I was a poor uni student,
Yeah. At the
I-
University of Queensland. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
we used to go across this ferry every day, and we used to give all the shrapnel to the ferry operator, and it was like $1.10 at the time, and we would give him shrapnel, and he would never count it. He'd
Yeah.
just chuck it into
Oh.
his purse, and
So you were this is a stealing story.
yeah.
This is
So every day we'd just be like, "Well, he's not fucking counting it. We could give him anything." So every day we gave him a little bit less and a little bit less, just to see how far we could push it. We got it to the point where one day we gave him 25 cents and a button, and he still accepted it and just chucked it.
How
in
about
his
the,
purse.
like the old ferry operators? They used to be very surly. It's like, yeah, how much?
They're lovely
90,
now.
like, and now that guy is like, oh, hey guys, what are we doing?
Where
Let's
you
go
going?
for a trip
Straight
to
to paradise, eh,
yeah,
guys?
Going to Bunnings,
Oh,
are
yeah, I've
It
met
goes
him.
it goes to
Yeah.
Ipswich, which
Yeah.
is a shithole. And he, one day I get on the ferry and he
Excellent
goes to
shithole
me,
show.
"Hey, go on, boys, straight into paradise, eh?"
Shout out to the stablemate.
I'm not going to cramp with my leg.
Have you really?
Can you tell Wayne Bennett I'm out? How have I done that? Okay, all right. How have I done that?
You want me to get the pickle juice?
How have I done that?
Should we get the pickle
I
juice?
think that was laughter. I just tensed a bit.
Probably too much piss.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Anyway, no, I'm good. No, I'm actually good.
Are you dehydrated?
I
Is
can
that
go
why you're
to-
acting the way you are?
I can go to a 42.
All right,
now.
Fishy Beat. We're on for Fishy Beat.
What about the?
Oh, Scoot's hypothetical. Sorry.
have we
do we
got
need
time?
this
We can do that
in
next
his
time.
current state of mind?
I don't know.
Hey,
do it. Let's
maybe
have-
at the end of Fishy Beat if you want.
Okay, we'll see. We'll go fishy bit.
Have you ever been in a car accident?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
On
both
the
in the
street?
same one.
was
Oh
in
no,
the
were you
bad
in the
one.
same one as me?
No, not.
The one at the 18th?
No, I
Were you in that
I
vehicle?
was at that 18th.
Is that where
you
you
and I were
drove?
nearly in a car accident?
And then
before
I got
that.
in a different car
No,
accident.
I was
Yeah.
in one when I was probably 10. My dad was driving us to cricket. This is actually a sad story. This is not.
Well, maybe
funny.
let's.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. We
Yeah,
don't
right.
have to say it.
we're
But
in a we're in a head-on accident. Dashboard crushed his leg. They had to get the jaws of life, cut him out. I was in the back. No, I was in the front seat. My brother was in the back seat. We got out all right, but had to get the jaws of life to cut my old man
get your
out.
dad out. That's serious, yeah.
But he's all right. He's
He's-
alive and well.
Yeah, he's fine. He's got like 16 screws in his leg and could never play tennis again. But
Fuck.
and then the woman that hit us. she committed suicide.
Oh shit!
Oh, God.
Move on.
Anyway.
So anyway,
How about them Broncos, huh? And you have on the...
yeah. No, this.
Oh yeah. This
Any
is
kids
bad.
listening, honestly, don't drink and drive. I didn't do it, but I was in a car with someone who was an 18th, and you know when you're that young, you just think you can do things like they say that whatever. And this guy, I was in the car with a guy. It was only a dirt road and stuff. It wasn't on a real road.
driveway.
It was just like a
It was a driveway
it was like
to
a
long
paddock,
property.
but yeah, it's a property. It was a dirt road that led to the property. So we thought, it's not a real road, whatever. Let's just go for a little thing. And he ended up launching the car into a creek. But luckily the creek was empty. But yeah, well, we were all right. But he had poured his blood,
it was an
sweat.
old Gemini.
It was an old Gemini. He'd done it
Done it
up.
up. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
He'd resprayed the whole thing, all that, and then he's launched it into the creek. And at this guy's 18th, there's a paddock, and yeah.
Didn't you drive on top of a fire once?
I parked on top of a campfire once when we went camping. And we parked, and I was like, "Where the fuck's the fire?" And I was like, fucking underneath the car.
Benji, you've been
No.
parachuting?
No,
No,
lucky,
touch
never.
wood, me neither. No, not
I've,
in the Speedway. I had heaps. So
I've had another one. I had another one where I was stopped at traffic lights down the Gold Coast, and the car behind me stopped behind me, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and in the car behind, the
saw
guy
things so much clearer?
was grabbing the back of the girl's head and pushing her head down into his lap to do, like, you use your imagination, what they were doing in the car
Maybe
behind.
just looking for the fries that he dropped or something.
Head was bobbing up and down in the lap.
Wow.
And I looked away, and all of a sudden, bang, that car, he must have got a bit excited and stopped on the accelerator and smashed straight in the back of my car.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Bless his
Did
heart.
you talk to him afterwards? Like,
Yeah, he was getting out of the car, and I was kind of giggling even though he'd smashed my car, and he was getting out of the car trying to do his jeans up and stuff. So, yeah, there was that one too.
This one on double-sided. Your worst fears.
Oh, we all know mine.
Worst fear.
Whatever your worst fear is, I'm going to bring
go.
it in here and dangle it in front of you like you did to me last week. Well, I'm not going to go. We all saw mine last
it's
episode.
snakes.
I'm fucking
Benji,
deathly
you got
scared
a
of
worst
snakes.
fear?
Probably heights, I think. Yeah, I'm not a fan of heights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the
Like
same.
on the edge of a building, heights is kind of gets me.
Yeah, that stratosphere in Vegas and what's the one in
couldn't go
Eiffel
on those
Tower in
rides.
Paris?
Yeah.
I was like shuffling, and I went, "No, can't
I
do
couldn't
it."
go on
Just-
those rides
it-
at
if-
the top of the stratosphere.
Nah, I feel like I'm falling, and I've developed a fear now of flying as well. Like I don't want to get on a plane ever again.
Really?
From that, I had like a panic attack on the plane going down to Sydney once. I was on my own, and ever since then,
We've
I'm
been
like-
on them since then.
We
together,
have,
though.
yeah. And I'm like,
I'm not a great flyer.
You should read this book I'm reading at the moment. It's by the guy.
Is this
oh,
why
actually,
you've been on this train of
It's called Fly.
life's meaningless, who cares?
it's
we're all
called
gonna be
Fly.
dead?
It's by the guy. He was on QF32. Engine's caught on fire. Oh, maybe not. Anyway, it worked out fine.
really?
But yeah, I guess
I've never had it before. Like, I've flown all over the world, like heaps of times. And then I
know
had this
what,
one
though?
episode on the plane, and ever since then, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to do that again.
Well,
it was just,
I
ugh.
went to the airport on Friday for my Melbourne trip, and I hadn't been on a plane for 4 years. Since we went, last time I was on a plane was when we went to Anzac Day game.
Oh, yeah.
And so
I'm probably the same,
4
yeah.
or 5 years. And I had some pretty mad anxiety getting on this plane. Like, I'm not a good flyer either. The turbulence, I'm always looking at the air hostess to look at. If they're panicked, then I'm panicked. But if they're fine, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But even like taking off, I was just like, oh shit, I don't like this feeling. I don't like
Yeah.
the feeling of it going up. Once it steadies in the air, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But the feeling of going up and the feeling of landing, I hate it.
I think
Just the
also
statistics,
fears my daughter's safety, things like that. Well, I think I think with kids, we're all, dads, so we all have that as well. But as an individual thing, I think that's heights and that sort of shit. And I've skydived before.
No,
I
it's
don't
not
think
for
I'd
me.
do that.
Yeah.
I would, but I wouldn't choose to. But
No.
yeah, mine I reckon is like claustrophobic sort of thing, like a confined, like being trapped,
Buried
in
alive?
something
Or-
like that would be. With the
Going for the 10 out of 10 there. Confined space.
That's
Buried
the-
alive?
that's
yeah.
That's the Cadillac of claustrophobia.
no,
Sure is.
Oh, you like horror stories, Leggie? Yeah, I love
is
that.
this? I think that everyone has this. like if you're like the fear of heights or whatever, like if you're on the edge of a lookout or a waterfall, does everyone have that thing of just like, what if I jump?
Jump,
Like,
yeah.
like
All the time.
yeah. It's just.
It's weird,
just a
hey?
weird thing. It's like I could
Yeah.
do something crazy right now.
It's like me getting up to play drums for Pearl Jam.
Jesus.
If
When
someone,
we were at the Grand Canyon, Tash was walking way too close to the edge for my liking. I was just like, come away. And then she nearly fell. And I grabbed her by the arm.
was
She nearly
like this.
fell into
Oops.
the Grand Canyon. No, it was not. It's quite
that's
the
for liking
opposite.
Sam Burgess.
But
Get out.
I just find like people flaunting with the edge. I can't handle that. Like I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, just come away. I can't handle it.
Speaking of flying, I just saw one here. I could see from there.
Well,
Your favourite overseas destination? Remember we write these?
I'll tell you where mine is, and it's not overseas, and I stand by this.
It's not. That was one of the criteria.
Okay, so I'll say another destination.
No, you can say Australia. See,
I'll
if it's
I'll
from
say
Australia.
another destination after, but just know it'll be second to this place.
I
Right.
know what you're going to say.
How good is Fraser Island, Kagari? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Well, that's
Kagari,
overseas.
But yeah, I guess it's over a sea. But how good is that place?
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Like
Beautiful.
It is
Yeah.
paradise.
It is paradise.
It's
Yeah.
got like Lake Mackenzie, obviously. Like,
Fresh water.
oh,
Champagne
Yeah.
pools.
it's just one of the best places in the world. Then you got
Platypus
champagne
Bay.
pools up there. You got Eli Creek. That's amazing. That's
Yeah, Eli
fresh
Creek's
water
incredible.
spouting out of the
Yeah.
land constantly.
Yeah.
You do the thing.
Platypus Bay.
I was
Platypus
actually
Bay.
I was on there for
No
the 2000 New Year's. Yeah, we're on Fraser
Yeah,
Island for
it's
that.
just
yeah.
amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been to an overseas beach. Like, I've been to Fiji. Like, actually, I haven't been that
So
many
we'll pick your
overseas beaches.
overseas one now,
But-
your favourite.
I like New Zealand a lot. Like South Island, New Zealand.
Yeah, good.
But some of those lakes.
Child
and-
leggy. Yes. Immaturity.
I don't know where else.
Benji, you got a...
Yeah, I like San Fran. I reckon that was a great place to
Yeah.
go to.
Oh, yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved it too.
Yeah.
You went into the guitar center, Joe Satriani's kind of home guitar store. That
I
was
got
Yeah.
some drumsticks right over there from San Francisco.
Have you?
Yeah, it's still that's 25 years ago. I've still got them.
Jigs?
Well, I've never done Europe, so I mean, haven't travelled enough to be able to be an authority on it. But I love New York. I loved my time in New York. Only had 4 days there.
Yeah.
Could have spent 2 weeks there. Nearly moved there when we got home.
Yeah.
We got home and we honestly talked about selling our house and moving there for 12 months. The only thing that kept us was our dog. I think that was the only reason we didn't move.
Yeah.
I love Vegas, but yeah, San Francisco as well. But I reckon probably New York. I love it.
Might have to be, I'd say Ireland was great. It's
We're
just
going
kind
to
of,
Ireland.
yeah.
We're doing a boys trip.
It somehow just felt like home for, not the reason it was all the piss drinking or anything. But, and Croatia's beautiful. It was amazing. Croatia was really good. I really liked it there. And of course, Vegas and those kind of ones. But,
How good is it when you come back to Australia, though?
yeah.
I don't
nothing
think
better.
there'd be anywhere else that I would live. I'd love to visit all the places,
Yeah.
but like if my cousin and family just did, I think, 6 months, a bunch of different places with their kids and all that sort of stuff, and just even they said like it was great, but come back to
back
Australia.
home. Yeah.
It just makes you realise how awesome of a country it is
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know, we've got the advantage, I suppose, of being a fairly young society that is not as much like America has a lot of baggage, I suppose, from.
Yeah.
From
Well,
a
every
long
country
time.
does, but yeah, you're right. Coming home, landing, and getting out, and you just
Get back to
there's
your
something
comfort zone.
so special about
The other beach in Australia is Whitehaven.
haven't
Whitehaven
been
Beach
there,
in the
yeah.
Whitsundays is untouched. I reckon it's pretty comparable to Platypus Bay, but the sand, apparently you take your jewellery off and you put it in the sand, it cleans it because it's just so fine.
it. Really?
I played
Yeah.
a gig on Whitehaven Beach.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, on a barge. They pulled up and they lowered the ramp down.
Yeah.
They put the gigs there. We played
Cool.
those.
How good's that?
They have a thing called Whitehaven Day, and all the staff from Hamilton Island, all those places together and just
Yeah.
get drunk. It was good.
Get on the piss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fraser, Lake Mackenzie at Fraser, freshwater, beautiful. I remember when Erin and I think it was our 6-month anniversary or something, which I don't have an anniversary for 6 months, but we were like,
Annual thing, part of the word anniversary.
we went to Kingfisher Bay at Fraser, and I remember we did the walk. We decided to walk. I was probably too cheap to pay for the bloody tour. So we're like, oh, we'll just walk to Lake Mackenzie. It's 11 k's. I'm like, 11 k's, we can do that.
It's all right.
Didn't pack. I was hot, very very hot.
Didn't pack any water.
Didn't pack. We had one 600 ml thing of
Is that it?
Mount Franklin. Probably wasn't even full between us, and it was like just soft sand, walking blisters. We're parched, and then that Lake Mackenzie when we got there, eventually,
Yeah.
it was just like a mirage. It was like amazing. Ran in the water, drinking the water,
Kind of
all that
worth
sort
it.
of stuff.
Yeah.
How'd you get back?
There's no way we could walk back. We were both of us so sunburnt, like, completely.
Did you cramp up like you did just 10 minutes ago?
But no,
Dehydrated.
we basically begged the tour bus to let us get on and take us back. To the,
You were so cranky you thought,
And
I'm
then
going to fight a dingo and beat it.
Yeah,
It's
I
not going to
could.
beat me.
I was saying that to Aaron the other day in the car. I'm like, if it comes down to a life or death battle with me and a dingo,
You'll win.
I will win.
Yeah.
I will be injured, but
You'll win.
I will win.
Can we lead this into your hypothetical then? You've got a hypothetical there.
This is too long.
We'll run. Is it
Wait,
too long?
How long are we running, Benji? Shall I save this?
Hour 50 now.
No,
Oh, wait.
save it.
Nah, save it.
Save
The next
it.
one. All right. Thanks, guys.
No
Thanks once
fishbowl,
again.
fishbowl? No, that's the
Get
last
to the-
fishbowl.
What?
One more
Forward?
fishbowl?
Oh, well, you want to do one more?
One more
One more
fishy
fish-
Oh,
bee.
all right. One more
For
fishy
the
bee.
stable mates.
Yeah, this one's for them.
All right.
If you don't like it, I guess you should.
No,
TV
this
and-
one, we're talking about socials earlier. Sorry, I'm probably missing the mic. Is Facebook dead?
I hate it.
I love it.
I hate
Really?
it. I hate it for the reasons that you mentioned earlier. Instagram's photos, I go there for photos. TikTok's video, I go there for videos. Facebook is a wall of ads, shit that people share that I don't care about their opinion, and just, I don't know, just crap.
Is Facebook
I
the new
hate
MySpace?
Facebook. I don't think it's dead. It's not dead by any means, but I hate it.
My Facebook.
You don't think so? No.
Well, I like the fact that, it's very good at learning your interest, which I suppose I don't really use Instagram to be honest, but I'm sure Instagram's the same. Like, learns your interest. So I get a lot of drum stuff on there, a lot of Simpsons stuff. But with Facebook, I get the preamble of the text. It's like I followed the Pearl Jam drummer, for example, or ex-Pearl Jam drummer,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he'll say something. He'll say, "Hey guys, here's I've been thinking about my days in Pearl Jam and blah blah blah." He gets to explain it, and then he might have a video of him
He's still
drumming.
bitter though, isn't he?
And then there's the comments and all that sort of stuff. So
No.
I don't know if I told you actually. I thought I got scammed, but I don't think I have. I might still have been scammed. But Dave Umbrazizi, the
Ex-drummer.
ex-drummer
Yeah.
in the Versus and Vitalogy days,
Yeah.
who's widely, I guess, judged as probably the best of the Pearl Jam drummers in there. They had a lot of drummers, but he put on there moping up lessons, a couple of one-on-one lessons, online one-on-one lessons.
Right.
So just message me or whatever, and I messaged him, and it was like, yeah, cool. It was an automated response sort of thing, like, here's what you need to do, transfer the money.
Yeah.
Transfer the money. I didn't hear much, but since then I've followed him up. So, we're gonna do a lesson. Yeah, you and me the lesson, and he's like, it's actually happening. So
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, well
Yeah,
done.
so-
How good's that?
Yeah, it'd be good.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Anyway, I reckon Facebook for me, but I think it's I think it's an age thing. Like, I don't think many young people are punching Facebook out, are they?
No.
It's also the community stuff. I quite like it. Like, the
I go
local
there
area.
for a purpose, but I just can't stand the wall of people's opinions. And
Ben, what do you think? What's your...
Yeah, I think it's age. Yeah, I think a lot of young people avoid it now.
Hmm.
But yeah, the local things are good on Facebook, like the
Yeah.
marketplace and
Yeah.
community grapevine type things.
Yeah.
They're good.
Yeah.
I get a lot of Simpsons. Like, probably half of my stuff is now Simpsons
Simpsons,
groups. Like, memes about Simpsons.
I just bought a ride-on mower from Marketplace, so...
Oh, do you buy that mower?
Yeah, 1,500, down to
nice.
1,000, down to
John-
700. Jam that in your junior.
Really? Good John Deere?
twice now. What does that mean?
I don't know. G-string?
Yeah,
G-banger?
cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know you. I thought you hired it.
No. I went, I'll just buy one, and I just worked it. Need a lot of work, and I got the first job with it on Thursday.
Yeah, it'll pay for itself.
Yeah.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Well, not straight away.
Well,
After a few jobs.
Yeah. Anyway, we're done. Thanks, everyone. Go to Back on the Horse podcast.
Okay.
There you go. Well done, mate. You deserved it. We'll
didn't
see you
do
again.
anything. He didn't do anything.
I was supporting. How do you know that my
went down there.
influence
That was
didn't
great.
affect it?
The
They
butterfly effect.
always call the Collingwood Army their 19th man. I was a part of that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
there you go.
They the butterfly effect could have been enforced. Like, isn't that where like the butterfly flaps its wings on one side of the?
You said flaps.
All
right.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much and good much. We'll see you again.